Hey, here we go. The Red Zone channel is live, folks. We are at Resch Lanes in Wittenberg, Wisconsin. Jason Zaleski. This is Dan Ross right here, if you've not met the acquaintance of Mr. Ross. Coming straight from Ireland or somewhere nearby.
No, not quite.
Not quite. Okay. Let's see. We're in Wittenberg. We've got Wittenberg, Birnhamwood, and Stratford. I drove past the football stadium on my way into town. The lights were on. The buses were there. Nobody warming up, and you got here before I did. So but you probably drove past the same football field I did.
Nobody was on the field yet.
Okay. Well, they are now. We're 6:30. We're a half hour from kickoff, all across the network, and that will cause me to bring up our schedule. So there it is, Dan. We've got the whole schedule sitting right there for everybody, and 10 games. 10 games for the taking. All kickoffs are at 7 o'clock. That's got myself a little bit confused. And homecomings all over the place. I have no idea. I don't go to high school anymore, so I don't know it's homecoming unless somebody tells me. But I know it's homecoming at DC Everest as Wisconsin Rapids visits Everest, because I was there and I got stuck in the parade. And I was invited there for the homecoming parade, too. So that had a little bit to do with it.
I'm glad you got to go to homecoming.
Yeah, well, for that little bit, that 15 minutes watching the parade, and then 15 minutes stuck in the parking lot. So I saw the whole parade through the whole thing. Appleton West is at Marshfield. So those are two of our three Valley Football Association games tonight, and we've got Wausau West at Spash also on the schedule. It's just Hortonville and somebody else. We don't have VFA football tonight, so that's not. I guess it's not exactly unusual. We've become kind of a Merriwood Valley Cloverbelt broadcast agency here, and that's fine by me. 8-man football, Greenwood at Thorpe. I mentioned West at Spash. Wausau West and trying to get back on the right side of winning. They were beat, upset maybe some would say, by my Marshfield Tigers last week.
At home.
At Wausau West, at Tom Field. Yeah, which I hope doesn't exist much longer.
Yeah, it's not like at Wausau West. It's closer to Wausau East, I guess. But it's and they have really good facilities at Wausau West. I'm surprised that they don't play right at the school.
Well, there are some things being talked about right now, and as soon as I can find out more, we'll let everybody know about that. Amherst is at Weyauwega Fremont. The Warhawks. They changed their name. I don't remember what they are, but
that's a big game.
It is. We'll check on that one often. Weyauwega, or as they say down there, Wega. Wega is much improved. Amherst had some early season struggles. They're on a bit of a win streak, though, now. If you can, I guess it's 3 in a row. I guess you call that a win streak.
All three were in conference.
All three were in conference. Yep. Yeah, very important. Spencer Columbus is at Nakusa. I mentioned already Stratford at Wittenberg Birnhamwood. We'll find out from the folks around here if that's a homecoming game. It's that time of year. So, and it's a home game.
Yeah, for sure.
This time of year, so it's a good candidate for it, I suppose. If you're whoever, I don't even know who plans that stuff. I guess maybe the AD decides what the homecoming is. Maybe the cheerleaders do.
Yeah, there might be like a parting planning committee.
Straight from the office, right? Yeah. Put Pam Beasley in charge. Edgar is at Abbotsford. That's a game we added to the schedule just a few days ago. The very short story there is press box space is almost non-existent there. And so we hadn't, this is our first ever broadcast, 7 years, our first ever broadcast at Abbotsford. And the reason that happened was Coach Jake Knappmiller, football coach over there, found me in the spring, asked why we don't do any games. I said, well, we don't have any spot in the press box. He says, I will fix that for you. So Coach says we get to be in the press box. We're in it. And now we're in it tonight, Edgar at Abbotsford.
That's good because it's Friday, which means that there's rain around every Friday.
Oh, isn't it been crazy?
Yeah. Also, a little birdie told me something about maybe Abbotsford and Colby combining forces.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We got a whole 25 minutes to kick off, so we can talk about some stuff. Let's see here. So anyway, Edgar and Abbotsford, Wapaka at Xavier in the Green Bay area, and Marathon at Auburndale, another game that we added late after Marathon put the whooping on Abbotsford on Friday, 52-16.
Interested in Marathon Auburndale tonight. One of my top 3 games. I think Stratford-Wittenberg's really good tonight. Marathon at Auburndale, really good. Amherst at Wega, really good. But, yeah, I don't know what to make of Marathon, right? Because Marathon looked really good last week. playing Abbotsford. And the week before that, Assumption really took it to Marathon. So let's kind of take a step back and see what happens tonight, because Auburndale has been really impressive this year.
There was a time in, get that dialed down there. I keep track of my messages here. People hit us up in the chat box. By the way, do it. Hit us up in the chat box. Let us know before kickoff here. We got our 30-minute, now 25-minute warning to kickoff. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Remind me what you just said, because it was something important I wanted to say.
Auburndale, really impressive this year.
Yeah, so, it wasn't that, well, now I guess it was probably 20 years ago, but I think of NFL, and in the NFL, you used to be able to draw a line, right? It was linear. You could say if this team beat that team, that means that this team would beat this team, and this team couldn't beat that team.
The transitive property.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
Math whiz that you are. Mm-hmm. That doesn't exist anymore in the NFL. Parity, and everybody wants the NFL wants everybody to be 8-8, or now 8, or 9-8, or 8-9, or whatever. It'd be a perfect season for Commissioner Goodell's NFL. If everybody was 9-8, 8-9, that would be a success for them. That has now happened, at least around here in the high school world. That with that example, I talked to Coach Sins, our weekly Jerry Sins show. We might even play that show later on during our halftime here. Allow Dan and I maybe to get a fish fry here. Again, we're at Rush Lanes. Come on down and see us. I got an extra headset, so if you got something good to say, come on down and see us. We'll strap a headset on you, and you can help us talk about football. But, yeah, that was surprising, because coming into that, and Coach Sins was very surprised. Again, Edgar is at Abbotsford tonight. Yeah, he was very surprised that Marathon not only beat Abbotsford, but the 52-16. He said he'd never in a million years he would have saw that.
Auburndale has outscored their opponents 226-8, and the 8 points was against Hurley, a good Division 7 team this year.
Yeah.
But they have shut out Menominee Indian,
who no longer plays football.
Yep. Rib Lake Prentice they're struggling this year. Yeah. Loyal struggling a little bit this year.
No, they're struggling.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they shut out Pittsville last week. Hurley's a good win, right? But maybe we don't know enough about Auburndale yet. Just because of the schedule, not that tough, but it's going to get tougher, because that's a good conference. We saw Edgar Colby last week. Colby is a fantastic team.
Yeah, really good. The cream of the crop in that conference. I think we can clearly say that now. Now, they're 2 divisions above Edgar. They're a division above Auburndale. And, again, why Dan and I are kind of stalling on this, Auburndale is at Marathon at Auburndale. So we get to find out the follow-up of Edgar Abbotsford, and then we get to find out the follow-up of Marathon beating Abbotsford as they're at Auburndale. Charlie Moore on the call. Rebecca out there says, let's go Wittenberg. Hi, Rebecca. Thanks for watching.
Chargers.
The Chargers. It's quite a name, isn't it?
It is.
The Chargers?
I like it.
Yeah, I see there's a Charger shirt right in front of us, and a few of them actually. Looks like a baseball, a volleyball, maybe a basketball, some others that I can't even see because the lights are pretty bright here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we upset the cook earlier. We turned the lights on.
Rebecca, come on
Couldn't
down.
See. Yeah, what are you doing at home? Yeah, come on down here, especially if you're cheering for Wittenberg. Come on down. They'll have the game on the TVs right over here, so you won't miss anything. So come on down, and we'll give you a headset, and you can talk smart about football with us, which in our case she'd be better than us. Yeah. All right, let's go through those games one more time as I bring those back up on the screen. We'll tell you who's going to provide our play-by-play for those games. Wisconsin Rapids at DC Everest with Chris Conley on the call. Appleton West at Marshfield, Gene DeLisio. We'll tell you about that game. Greenwood is at Thorpe. That'll be Joe Anderson. Wausau West at Spash. Matt Dickinson will tell you about that. Jason Stahl is checking out the broadcast. Rebecca says the kids are getting ready for bed. Rebecca, that's the time you leave the house.
That's right. Come down here. I'll buy you a drink.
Get them all snugged in and come on down.
Yeah.
They won't wake up till tomorrow morning. Yeah. Don't take my advice, though.
Babysitters are there for a reason.
Yeah. That's, in some cases that's a TV. Amherst at Waiwega Fremont. Mike Wendland is on the call there. Spencer Columbus at Nakusa. Steve Maves will take you through that action. Stratford at Wittenberg Burnhamwood. Dan Leonard there. Edgar at Abbotsford. Tom King. You got to work with Tom last week. I thought that was fun.
Tom is a professional.
I would say.
So is Mr. Conley at Everest tonight. Both big-time names in the Wausau area.
And we got them.
Got them.
We're happy to have them. They're happy to be here, too. Wapaka at Xavier. That'll be Jack Weber on the call. And Marathon at Auburndale, Charlie Moore. Basketball Savant from over at Columbus Catholic. Columbus and Amherst were in a big soccer match last night. The winner probably goes on to win the conference, and Amherst 3, Columbus 1. So Charlie was a little bit dejected last night when he came in the gym at volleyball. But yeah, we got, and that's kind of what's happening right now. We're after today, Dan, we'll be 2/3 the way through the season, and we can start to kind of look and maybe even project. We talked about politics getting in the way of what we like to do around here, but they do projections in politics sometimes on the networks. Well, throughout the night, we may be able to do some projections and may be able to tell people who have become eligible for the playoffs tonight.
That's right. This is the first night where we can have teams that actually clinched postseason berth.
Yep, you need 4 conference wins.
Yep.
A lot of teams have 3, some don't, but a lot do. 4 clinches you a playoff spot, and then the steely, cold-hearted WIAA supercomputer, which I've got the key for, will assign seeds. We'll get into that later. But Coach Sins and I did talk about seeds. Again, that Jerry Sins show recorded every Wednesday, published on Thursday. That was yesterday. Available on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Go out there and watch it. Jerry and I have a lot of fun. We go down to the restaurant. We eat some burgers and some. He had some soup. He had chicken noodle soup last week. Get ready with the cold weather. One of the reasons we're in here today, as that nice man there opened the door. Cold air coming in, Dan.
It's cold. They put us right by the exterior door. It's great.
Yeah, well, yeah, otherwise we got the bowling alley back there. Now, we were told it's going to be pins are going to fly a little later.
That's
so we're
league
excited
night.
For that.
Friday Night League, I've never heard of it, but I love the idea.
It's pretty unusual on a Friday night.
Yeah, I like the idea.
Yeah. So what do we suspect there? 7:30 start? I mean, it's 20 to 7. I don't see anybody coming in getting warmed up, so we're probably not a 7 o'clock league start. Maybe we should have asked about that.
I guarantee you, by the end of the night,
Yeah.
Jason's going to be rolling some balls down there.
Oh yeah, and Dan too. You'll see us. Dan brought his ball. It
is in the
sitting
car.
right down. Oh, well, that was somebody else's.
Yeah.
I'll use that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Dan, keep keep your balls to yourself night. So I'll find one that I like over there. You find yours over in the car. Jason says good luck to all teams, but go Edgar Wildcats. So what that means is not good luck to the Abbotsford Falcons for Jason Stahl.
Probably.
Yeah, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Don's watching. Hey, Don, thanks for watching right now. And this is just we're on multiple channels here. I can only watch one at once. I can hardly do this, let alone watch that. But that's what we got. So 10 games live all across Zaleski Sports tonight. The mission is if you can't make it out to the game, again, that's always number one mission. Get down to the stadium. And what Coach Sins and I talked about is you can do one of these deals here. You go down to the stadium, and then you turn around, you look at the camera, and you wave your hands like crazy, right? So then you get to do both, kind of.
Yeah, sure.
If you can't make it down to the stadium, pick out a few of these games and watch them. You got just like we do here. So I got my phone. We got a computer and we got a TV, and so we'll be watching all 10 games, and that's exactly what you can do at home. So we've talked about this before too, and I haven't got a lot of feedback on what people like to do with us. So one thing I do at home on NFL Sundays is we watch their Red Zone channel. They ripped us off, by the way. I watch the NFL's version of the Red Zone channel. I'm disappointed too. Andrew Siciliano's not on it anymore. Some other doofus is on there. So what I do is I put that on a TV over there. I put that on mute, and then I watch a couple other games, and I got one eye over there while Dumbo is going through all the games. I don't like that guy, Scott somebody or other. I don't like him. He's a New Yorker, and so I like New York City. We like visiting there a lot, but you can look it up. He's just I don't know I want to keep things calm here. He's just a loud, rowdy New Yorker. Scott Hansen.
Scott Hansen. I love Scott Hansen.
Yeah, well, not on the Red Zone. You watch him on that, and you
I've
won't like
watched
him
him
anymore.
for years on there.
Too much New York for me. He's too New York heavy, in his mannerisms and his talking and his teams.
Maybe a little bit more professional than what we do here. Maybe.
Only in the number of staff.
Yeah. Again, we're looking for other people to help us.
Sure. Come on down. That's maybe why we're really talking to Rebecca and Don and these others is come on down, and I'll let you run the turntables. I'll put you on the ones and twos here, and we can be even a little bit more entertaining there. But the goal of the Red Zone channel, and I think we've met it every time we've done this, is to, with very least, we're going to show you every touchdown that's scored throughout the night. If we can get you to a game ahead of time, we'll get you where when that team is in the Red Zone. But about 15, 20 minutes in, 10 games we're watching, there are just touchdowns all over, and we're usually catching up on all the touchdowns. But that's why you're watching. It's the Red Zone channel.
Yeah, that's the problem. We have 10 games on the network, and it's impossible to throw it to somebody who's in the red zone because there's already been 4 touchdowns scored.
Yeah, we get behind pretty quickly, and we could probably have 5 other people helping us, and there's still all these touchdowns being scored, and but it's fun, and that's what we do here. So that's why you're watching. Rebecca says, "What channel will the Wittenberg game be on?" I believe. Well, here's what you do. Here's the best thing. You go to YouTube and just type in Stratford Wittenberg football. That's all you got to do, Rebecca, and the game will pop right up. As a matter of fact, now that I'm talking smart here, I'm gonna do it. So Stratford Wittenberg football. I got to sound it out as I go. Yep, and there it is. It shows right up. So we'll put that right on the screen there. So that's what I did, Rebecca. I just typed in Stratford Wittenberg football, and bam, the magic of YouTube Internet. Oh, she says thank you.
The field looks good. I am a big, I judge schools on their football fields.
Okay.
We were talking to Edgar last week, right? Because Edgar Field looked really good last night, a lot better than what I've seen it at times in the past.
It can get a little rough. If it's been wet, it can get worn down, tore up. Yeah.
A lot of teams are going to field turf. We see it here in Stevens Point. I have all 10 games on the screen at once.
Yeah.
So I can see Stevens Point, obviously, at Gerke has really good field.
Well, here, look. Here, we'll put it on our screen then, too. There you go.
Yeah, they apparently have like 4 different levels of football. That's why there's all the hash marks.
They got a lot going on there.
They do have a lot going on.
They're prepared for anything over at Gerke Field, a brand new field, too. They just installed it during the summer. Brand new field there.
Looks like Nakusa maybe has a new field.
Nakusa does have a new field. All right. So see, Dan's put me to work right away here. So we'll show it. We'll show everything. It'll give you a little taste of what we're going to be doing.
Nakusa's field was getting old and chewed up, but this is the first time that I've seen this. This looks good.
Well, yeah. So Nakusa's football field was the outfield of the baseball field.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work.
No, it's not great.
And the lighting is what really didn't work. So there were lights in the outfield. I'm a hand talker here tonight. Told Dan I was a little squirrely tonight. I'm in a good mood. There's lights in the outfield, which was the visiting bench side, but there were no lights on the other side because it's just the right field line. So there might have been one light over there, and then any other light would have been way down by home plate on the other side. So if you were on this side of the field or on the 50 going that way, you were in pretty good lighting. If you were going the other way, get a glow-in-the-dark football over there at Nakusa. Not anymore, though.
I officiated for a couple of years, and we had an 8-man game. I think it was at Bowler or Manawa or something, and it's just like you said, the football field is on the baseball diamond, even over the infield, like the old Chargers in San Diego, and like when the Raiders were playing on that baseball diamond for years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Coliseum they played in Oakland. Yeah.
And I was the line judge, and I tripped over that infield grass like 6 times that night.
You can't help it. There's a lip there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different, it's on a different level. Like, literally. Yeah, John's watching. Hey, John. Yeah. Representative Spiros, by the way. Let's see. Amherst, you see there. So we got the grass field. That looks pretty nice. The lines are good, except, look at here, Dan. That 45-yard line does a little dance right there at midfield.
Yeah, but notice how they mowed it up and back, so you have the alternate dark green, light green. Yeah,
it looks nice.
It looks nice. They probably mowed it today, actually.
Well, that'd be a good reason, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
As I said earlier,
the Evergreens,
it is
if they win, well, then their Week 9 game on the road against Wausau West
you can only assume is a lot of pregame festivities.
And that game in and of itself is big between the two schools because it's crosstown rivals.
Wisconsin Rapids.
Especially with East out of the picture this year without having
the old Everest turf was
that's the city. That's the city.
It was like running on a basement floor.
Let me ask you 2 things. Go back to your days as a player when you were quarterbacking for Wausau East. Can you ever imagine a time when something happened during the school day that kind of affected your readiness to play at night? And I bring that up because at Wisconsin Rapids at Lincoln High School today, the school was evacuated. They had a gas literally one of their boilers. Everyone had to go out of the school building.
Rachel
they
over
weren't sure if the
school
day was going to be canceled or not.
What's
they
interesting
came back
there,
in.
I don't know if enough leaves have fallen yet, but
little variable the game before the game.
All along the north end
I mean,
of the
that's going
field.
to definitely play into the psyche of the kids a little bit.
Like right outside the end zone.
Knowing that they had that 45, 50-minute bus ride,
if you overthrew a pass into the end zone, it might hit a tree.
The preparation.
Yeah, and so what happens this time of the year, especially the wind that we had the other day, the leaves just cover the field.
Control the things you can control. You can control how you
get down inside the 30 and all this crunching is happening while the play is being run because you're running over all the leaves.
Think back to your homecoming games,
it's a fun look, especially when the leaves are orange and red and brown and they're on the football field.
I don't think there's a program in Central Wisconsin that's put more of its players into college football programs, players that have gone on to have success in the NFL at the very highest levels.
Let's see, there we are.
Homecoming's got potentially a lot of distractions, and yet you're also very aware of your program's history and standards when you know all the players that have come before.
Homecoming adds that element of hyperness and being able to go out there and perform.
So there is a lot of pressure that is put onto this game. Dan and I both reside in Marathon County. We cross county lines to get here. I wonder if
most of the time you're getting, especially the most recent graduates that are coming back from their college to see how the team.
We're in Shawano County. Well, we cross county lines to get here, and if the sheriff is waiting for us, we may have to go a different way back home.
That's right. There's a lot of ways home.
Like the Dukes of Hazzard, we may have to avoid certain things. Thanks everybody for watching. By the way, I think I've caught up with everybody that's been watching, but we'll keep an eye on it for you. Make sure to tell your friends. Red Zone channel. Again, we've given you some look-ins around the area. Let's see where I haven't clicked yet. Thorpe and Marshfield. Let's find out what's going on there. There we go. Joe, Joe's got a message on the screen for us.
And Rapids has definitely had that opportunity this year and done a great job.
The Auburndale
game. Tell me if this is not true.
It is not.
When you play an option team,
I'm not. They
there's always two, maybe three plays where the ball's on the ground. That's just the nature of high school football. You pitch it behind someone. Player's not ready for it, and who controls the ball in those, again, probably 2 or 3 situations can really turn the game one way or the other.
Marshfield.
You've definitely hit it right on the head there, Chris.
Is at Marshfield. There are the Tigers. The Tigers and the Terrors. And the Tigers have been on a tear.
The defensive end can
They have been top of the conference standings. Appleton West,
going to cause chaos,
I think 2 games behind. This is maybe a trap game for Marshfield.
Certainly. Big win last week against West. Big win.
So in that situation,
maybe the biggest win they've had in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, get to that ball carrier and where the ball is at all times.
Time flies in
word or two about Everest, who looked good last week against Smash. Jack Bobinski, I thought, had his best game as a
those were some big wins in the playoffs.
Completed 11 of 15, 2 touchdown passes, which were both beautiful throws,
just a little bit,
and he wasn't intercepted. But so he managed his mistakes and had a lot of success last week.
A win for Marshfield, and to win it on the road over at West was a big deal for my Tigers. Of course, as Dan knows, when you talk about me and the Tigers, we're a force to be reckoned with.
Sure. So next week, Marshfield plays Rapids, and if Marshfield wins the next 2, that's going to be it, because everybody else has 2 conference losses. I guess West has 1.
Yeah, but they're essentially up by a 2-game lead over West now. Because there are no tiebreakers, which just you can tell already, it just really upsets me. I mean, it's stupid, people. Like, we have enough technology. Dan can help you with the math. Like last year in the Valley Football Association, we had 3 conference champions. 1 conference, by the way. We had 3 conference champions because they refused to break a tie.
That's
which
true.
Can easily be done.
Yeah, and there's a lot of seeding and stuff that matters if you're conference champion. And there's just a lot of, I don't even want to call it politics. There's just a lot of
Sebastian. Thank you for your loyalty.
Thinking about things.
Thank you
for
helping us
or underthinking.
We are grateful for customers
that's a kid
is the only
Thank
thing.
you to all of our customers. We hope to see you soon.
You may be being talked over here, Dan. Hang on.
Sebastian worked his butt off all year and really got himself ready to play.
That's all right. So this is why we need a producer here.
Like that.
There.
Has that happened the entire time so far?
No, because I think we just came online. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of overlap on the audio there because, again, it's just Dan and I just here running the whole show.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, well, Dan does more than he lets on. But, if we got a producer, here. That would help that out. That person would have known that the audio was overlapping at that point in time. It's off now, so we're good. Yeah, I don't know. Could have been happening the whole time. Who knows? Probably not.
We should have a contest.
Okay.
All right. Anybody who is watching us at home.
Okay. Rebecca is number 1.
Yep.
Okay.
Type into the chat which team out of the 20 teams kicking off at 7 o'clock, which team will be the first to score a touchdown.
So you got a 1 in 20 chance. If you just pick it out of a hat, you got a 1 in 20 chance, and then let's just say that. You win, I got a hat for you.
I like it.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. As long as Dan doesn't give it away. No, we got plenty of hats. Here come the bowlers. Guys, what time does league start tonight? What time are we rolling? 7:30. All right. 7:30. Perfect. Okay, so at a 7:30 start, they're coming in. They're going to warm up now. Somebody's going to knock over that light. I guarantee it. And that'll be fun when it happens. They'll come crashing right down. Sparks are going to fly everywhere.
Maybe we'll interview the top bowler of the night.
Okay. I mean, I've got the extra headset sitting right here, so we'll have to find out who has the high series tonight. Or anybody rolls the 300. I think those two would qualify for an interview.
So you really had it rolling tonight.
Yeah, you're really on a roll. What did it for you? What kind of rotation? What was the oil pattern tonight? You got to get the questions ready.
Snake, panther.
The snake pattern. Gosh. Let's see. I guess since we're here in Wittenberg, we will keep an eye on the things happening over there. And it's not that far away. I bet if we stood on the roof, we could see the stadium.
It's less than a mile, probably.
Yeah, it's really close to here.
Especially because you have the snake to the bowling alley, so it's probably pretty close.
Yeah, you got to go over the old mining and logging trail and whatever to get here. And there it is. They got the game on the TV. So, again, come on down. We're at Rush Lanes in Wittenberg. They got the game on the TV. I can hear the national anthem happening. This was the place to be it would have been November, Dan. It was Wittenberg at Amherst in a level 3 game. And Wittenberg, I'm going a little bit by memory here, but something like this. With 20 seconds left, they score a touchdown to trim the deficit to 1, and they go for 2. And they get it. They win the game, and this place went nuts. What do we got there?
Panther.
Oh, the big panther? We better look at that.
Oh, that is mean looking.
So that we've seen the big cardinal over there. Now we've got the big panther sitting over there at Gerke. Oh gosh, look at that, huh? And they're going to come flying right out of there. And that reminds me of the Panther cologne from Ron Burgundy.
Yeah.
I bet there's some in there.
It's weird that they didn't come out for the anthem.
Who? The teams?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Here.
Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe they didn't play the anthem yet over there.
Yeah. They could be a couple minutes behind.
But we've got to check this out because they got the smoke rolling, and I think oh gosh, look at that! That looks like a beast, like a literal beast.
Yeah, it looks scary.
Very scary. If I was Wausau West, I mean, it's a warrior, but that's like a guy like me just standing there with a sword in my hand. Here they come. Here come the Panthers right out of the Panther chest.
I like it.
Good thing that Panther's not turned around the other way, running out of it.
That's true. But you have to go in that way, so.
Yeah. Well, everything that goes in comes out. They just went in the opposite way. But that's a pretty good thing. I like that a whole lot.
Yeah, they have the Cardinal for Pacelli, and they have, obviously, the Panther for Spash.
So I think that's what happened. Dave Hauser, the athletic director at Stevens Point Area Senior High School, SPASH, saw what Wayne Sankey was doing over there at Pacelli with that big cardinal. I mean, that cardinal is as big as that panther was.
Yeah.
Maybe bigger, I don't know, and with huge talons on it as well. And so Dave probably saw that and said, hey, guys, lickety-split here. We got to get a panther. Can't have the school down the street showing us up like that.
The small school showing you up.
As it turns out. So we are inching towards kickoff, and I can hear Dan Leonard behind me. Of course, Dan calling Stratford at Wittenberg. Rebecca and others ahead of time. We've got announcers essentially assigned to every school, every city, every community. And yes, they call for that school. So Dan will be giving a Stratford call tonight. So those of you already gearing up your complaints, stifle it. Dan is our Stratford announcer. And if you think you can do a better job, come on down. We'll audition you right here.
Also, tell your school to talk to Jason Zaleski here about having an announcer and a school feed that's just for them.
we can talk about it.
Yeah.
We can talk about it. We got 10 games on tonight. It seems like a maximum, but in 2019 we were doing 3 games a night. That seemed like a maximum. So anything is possible. Anything is possible. So, all right, Charlie, what's we're coming online over in Auburndale. They're just looking for a confirmation number that I have right here. They just got to tell me which one it is. But, yeah, kickoffs are here. We are sponsored by Security Health Plan. Promises kept, plain and simple. So let's do this, Dan. We'll take a quick commercial break before kickoffs. You're watching the Red Zone channel on Zaleski Sports.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
Another year of exciting high school football, and the Friday night traditions are taking place on athletic fields throughout Wisconsin this fall.
High school football is fun for my kids.
It really helps build leadership skills.
Football teaches skill development.
Connects our schools with community.
And high school football is safer than ever with better protective equipment.
Better playing rules.
Better coaching with focus on technique.
More health information is indicating fewer injuries.
And as moms, we approve of football for our children.
Football's a great game. It certainly builds character. We want to provide this opportunity for all of our student athletes.
A message from the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association.
All right, coming back here, and we've got something to show you right away. Again, we're here. This is Red Zone Channel, and we've got a little bit of action to show you. So we're going to give you a taste of what this is all about, and we move now to Weyauwega. Mike Wendland is on the call.
There now. I'll keep you guys in tune to that one. That's a big matchup here for conference as well. As Glodowski and Derazinski back to return, standing at about their own 15-yard line. To kick for Weyauwega Fremont is Dylan Anadel. And it's a high end-over-end kick. Line drive caught at the 15 by Glodowski. And he will hand it off to Derazinski. Gets a big block, and that's coming back on a block in the back. Derazinski is gone, but it's not going to count. And they're still wrestling by midfield.
So they're playing football and they're wrestling over there, Dan.
Yeah, a little block in the back. It did help spring it. It's a good call.
Let's see. Stacy says, what games can you watch through YouTube tonight? Stacy, there's 10 of them only. Sorry. Wisconsin Rapids at DCR versus Appleton West at Marshfield, Greenwood at Thorpe, Wausau West at Spash, Amherst at Weyauwega, Fremont, Spencer Columbus at Nakusa, Stratford at Wittenberg, Burnhamwood, Edgar at Abbotsford, Wapaka at Xavier, Marathon at Auburndale. Pick one that you like, Stacy. Pick a couple. But those are the ones. You go into YouTube, type in those school names, and hit search. It'll pop up for you. Or just go to ZaleskiSports.com. That's what I was reading from. And you can click on any of the games right from there. But, yeah, 20 teams in action.
What do you think is going to be the closest game of the night? What is a last possession to win type game?
Spencer Columbus at Nakusa.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's my guess. It's a guess. But those are two teams that are playing a similar quality football. According to their coaches, not good quality football. But they're similarly matched in that way. I would suspect we could have a bunch of scoring in Nakusa tonight, and last team with the ball could win. Thanks for the question.
I think I'm going to go with Chargers-Tigers.
That would be exciting around here, right? Everybody's gathered around the TV. Got about 20, 30 people watching the game here just at Rush Lanes. We see Jason right there behind us, right there with my hat on.
Yep.
So thanks to Jason we're here at Rush Lanes. Come on down and say hi. Come on down and see us. As our internet flickers there just a little bit. There, we're back on. We're going to keep a close eye on that too. As more people come in here, the internet could get a little bit wishy-washy. We'll keep an eye on it for you, and if we need to, we'll make some adjustments. Yeah, so anyway, here at Rush Lanes, come on down, have a good time. Let's see, Dan, who's closest to the 20-yard line? We'll start to flip around here a little bit.
That is a good question. Some of these games haven't kicked off yet. Delayed, maybe homecoming activities.
It's interesting. Okay, well, with that being said,
let's go to point.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, so this is Wausau West at Stevens Point, and this is Matt Dickinson on the call.
Now 1st down and 10, ball inside at the 34. Chandana on the pistol. Quick pass and caught. Nice block, cuts inside and brought down at the 16. Peyton Pumper. Nice reception. The yards after catch is brutal. He's been their main guy. Pumper this season. He has 43 yards and 43 catches for 415 yards. A quick pass is caught by him on the outside, a gain of 1. Going with this no-huddle offense, getting back to the line quick. Not any time to substitute for Wausau West. Sean the Nas and a handoff to Smola. And he's brought down at the line.
Smola with the carry.
Now 3rd down and 9. Smola this year, 274 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. 3rd down and 9. Chandana 3-step drop, going to the end zone. He's got Pumper too far out of his reach. And that will bring up 4th down and 9, and now decision time. Oh, he had him open, just a bit out in front, but a few inches. That's one they're going to look at and wish they could get back. Now the the field goal team comes out there. This is Seeger.
Seeger attempting a 3.
This is going to be a tougher kick on that left hash. It's a good one. He got the distance for sure, and he nailed it. Sager with the bomb. A 3-point lead now for Stevens Point. We'll be right back after this. You are watching Zaleski Sports.
On the tackler. 1st and 10 Wildcats at their 27.
Avery Normington will split out wide left. Offset backfield behind Strite. Now 2 men come in motion to the far near side. That's Baumgartner. And they're going to hand it off, and they're going to try Butt around the left side. He's got a big hole, and he's going to bust a big one early. He's got 1 man to beat. Now he cuts it back down the near sideline, inside the 30, the 25, the 20, down, breaks a tackle, and he'll take it the distance. On the first play from scrimmage, Carter Butt runs it for a touchdown, and Edgar is on the board early here, 6-0. That's a 74-yard touchdown run for Carter Butt to begin things here tonight for the Wildcats. It was a good job by one of the Wildcats to avoid a block in the back. He realized Butt could probably beat the guy by making a move, so he didn't touch the Abbotsford player downfield and allowed Butt.
All right, live look in Edgar, so we see Carter Butt just pushing people aside.
Yeah, Abbotsford might be in trouble. That's just a little bit of a prediction after one play, if that's possible.
Well, and again, the way they got bombed by Marathon last week, that could spell real trouble. Okay, we've got an update in Marshfield. We'll head out to Marshfield for the first time. Gene Delisio on the call.
The Granite Shop, we take great pride in what we do.
We offer high-quality natural stone.
Marsh with a big carry. Gets up to the 30-yard line. First down. Brown made the stop. Marsh gets a carry. Dean's on 4. Marsh gets a carry. Takes it out to the 17-yard line. First down. Eli Colby with the touchdown.
All right, they work on finding Gene over there at Marshfield for the play-by-play. But in the meantime, Tigers score. They go up early. And, Dan, I think you told me there was action in Amherst or in Weyauwega? Between Amherst and Wega?
Yeah, we have our first score of the game.
Okay.
First score of the game in a lot of these games. Again, fast-paced, all night long.
Okay, well, we got our work cut out for us. We'll get my screen configured for that and head out to Weyauwega.
And he will get brought down at the 10. Gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 5. David Scott had a big play last week, a deep ball. Their third leading receiver, 3 catches, 101 yards. Coming into tonight, leading receiver in receptions was Ostrowski, and yards was Derazinski, and Derazinski leads in touchdowns as well through the air with 4. He'll line up slot left. Ostrowski flanked left, Wonglin and Scott to the right. 3rd down and 5 as we're 5.5 minutes into the game. Keeping, Glodowski will walk in, touchdown, Falcons from 10. Glodowski had a huge hole off left tackle, and he takes it 10 and for 6. And Amherst strikes first. With 6:21 remaining. Matthew Glodowski with his 9th rushing touchdown of the season. And now it'll be up to Wonglin to kick the extra point. Wonglin was 0 for 2 last week. Last kick he has made in a game was that walk-off winner against Wittenberg-Burnham with that field goal from 24. Snap a bit low, and now Glodowski's going to have to try and make something out of it. Looking to throw, he's going to throw it off backside, and that's going to be no good, incomplete on a bad snap.
Okay, so we got scores happening all over. We just had a look there at Amherst. Amherst on the board first in Weyauwega.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one, I think. Obviously, fans here in Wittenberg want to see Amherst take a loss because of the crazy game between the Chargers and the Falcons. Was that last week?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Maybe.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the weeks kind of blend together.
They all look the same to me.
Yeah.
So, okay, Dan tells me that we've got a scoring update in Stevens Point. Off to Matt Dickinson at Spash Wausau West.
Inside to the, say about the 24.
Antonak with the tackle.
3 carries for 6 yards for Ray Reinick. As we approach the halfway point of the first quarter, Wausau West knocking on the door, getting close, 2nd down and 5. Excuse me. Got a little bit of an illness here, so I'm going to do my best to keep the voice nice and sharp. Reinick, nice carry, outside, stiff arm, Ray Reinick, wide open space, touchdown! 24 yards, Ray Reinick.
Touchdown Warrior.
All right, so Reinick getting it done for his Spash Panthers tonight. Early, but getting it done so far, Dan.
That was Wausau West.
Or for West, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
With enthusiasm on the call, I like that.
Big time enthusiasm. Matt Dickinson getting it done just like his buddy Reinick.
Yeah, there's a lot going on all of our games on the Zaleski Sports Network. I know that we're trying to get to Thorpe. We're trying to get to Wapaka. Waiawega just scored again. It is nonstop action.
Okay, so let's give him some nonstop action over in Thorpe with Joe Anderson on the call.
Same offensive set. This time Hansen closer to Rosemeyer. Rosemeyer looks to his right, long pass, and caught! Big catch for Ashton Cropland. And he gets it down to the 2-yard line of Greenwood. What a pass from Rosemeyer to Cropland. Holy cow. Cardinals huddle up. Rosemeyer stays in shotgun with Hansen deep behind him. 2 wide receivers to the right. Snap, handoff to Hansen, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown. Logan Hansen. Try for extra point now. They're going to go for 2. No, they're going to kick. Pardon me. Cropland, who just had the big catch, is going to try the kick. Placement, kick is up, and it is good. We'll take a timeout here after the touchdown. You are watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Scotty's.
By Ashton Cropland, and Thorpe is back in business. And an onside kick. Cropland will do the squib kick. And will he get his own kick? Yes, he does. Yes. And an onside kick by Ashton Cropland, and Thorpe is back in business. Caught the Indians sleeping. And they start out at the Greenwood 40-yard line. And 1 second went off the clock. Rosemeyer, good pass, complete to Corbin Rosemeyer. There's 2 of them, my bad. And Rosemeyer will pick up a first down. Rosemeyer to Rosemeyer. He's out of bounds. Another first down for the Cardinals. They are a machine. We look at the CWC East, which is loaded. Wausau Newman is ranked number 1 in the state in 8-man. Gilman number 3, Thorpe number 4, and Owen number 6. Handoff to Hansen off the left side. Good run for Hansen. He's still on his feet until he's run out of bounds. He picks up another first down for the Cardinals. Back-to-back first downs for Thorpe. This time they mark the ball to be 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. They break the huddle to the Cardinals. Aiden Rosemeyer in shotgun. Corbin Rosemeyer wide in the slot to the right. Aiden almost grabbed for a tackle and loss. He rolls to his right. He throws. And a touchdown to Logan Hansen.
Yeah, trust me, that was a touchdown to Logan Hansen. A lot going on there. I mean, on the scramble there, the there's one to three people who know where the ball is going to go. The camera operator, not one of them. Normally,
well, the camera showed a guy wide open in the end zone. I will.
Who he should have thrown to. That's what you're saying.
Probably.
Give Chris some credit over there doing. And the other thing too, I know in that press box, the window is this small, so she may not have been able to see who was running here and there. But yep, that was a touchdown. Greenwood struggling this year, Dan.
Yeah.
The Indians.
So let's go through the scores as Jason cues up the game in Wega probably.
Yep, that's what I'm working on. Whoa.
So Rapids Everest tied at 0. That's almost through the first quarter.
Okay.
We showed you the Marshfield touchdown. Marshfield's up 7-0.
No spoilers, by the way, Dan.
They're up 7-0.
Okay.
First quarter.
We saw that one. Yep.
Marshfield just punted back to Appleton, pinned them. So.
Okay.
Thorpe 14-0. We saw that. Wausau West 6-3. A lot of missed extra points here in the early going. 6-3 West over Spash.
There's a kicker that's got to feel not so good inside here.
Yeah, not great. No score, Nakusa. Thought about that being really high scoring.
I thought it would be. Okay.
Wittenberg here against Stratford.
Yep, second quarter now. No score.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it looks like Wittenberg is in the red zone.
Okay.
And Edgar up 6-0. They went for 2, didn't get it. So let's go out to Wega.
All right, here we go. Back to Mike Wendlandt. Amherst is at Waiawega.
As Wittenberg took over on downs off of Stratford. So that one at no score late in the first quarter. Reverse to Arndt, trying to get the edge. Holland right there, but Arndt's speed to burn. He'll get knocked out of bounds past the 50. They will mark him at the 45-yard line. So a gain of 14, I should say, for Arndt. Arndt averaging just a stupid number of yards. Arndt came in averaging 23 yards per carry on those jet sweeps. Looking to throw, Zilke rolling left. He's looking for Hebner in the flat. Now he's going to turn the corner and run with it. He's going to get knocked out of bounds past the 45 by Zach Schulfer. And they'll give him a gain of 3. So 3 on first down for the Warhawks. Again, much quicker motion-based offense. You like to move laterally. Get the defense moving laterally, not letting them try and jump the snap, drive forward. High snap, looking to throw. 3-man rush, going to look deep. And it's going to be incomplete. Holland in coverage. Ostrowski got there late, looking for Fee. It'll be third down. Zilke on the season, 65% passing, 658 yards, 7 touchdowns. Has not thrown an interception this fall so far through 5 games. Delish and Hebner, bottom of your screen. Arndt slot right, top of the screen. Quick screen to Arndt. He's going to try to break a tackle. And he's going to get the edge. He's got speed to burn. He is gone. 10-5. Touchdown, Warhawks. From 43. Arndt took advantage of a poor angle taken by the Falcons. And at 5:05, he uses that incredible speed and takes it to the house. Arndt is going to be a weapon for another year yet. He's only a junior, but he might be the fastest guy in the CWC. Snap down, kick is up from Annadel, and it's no good, wide right. We remain tied. We are now tied 6-6. So we'll step aside, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. And broke one final tackle about the 5 before going in. The extra point was no good. Annadel to kick things off in a 6-6 game. High end-over-end kick will be taken at the 10-yard line by Jake Derazinski. And he will keep it himself. Cut back against the grain, gets to the edge. One man to beat, still going. Derazinski on his way. He is 30, 25, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, 90 yards for Jake Derazinski.
Okay, Red Zone Channel, Dan. It's sponsored by Security Health Plan. Promises kept, plain and simple. Our promise to you is to show you every touchdown tonight. We're well on our way, but there were a couple of fantastic ones there, big ones. A 40-yarder and then a 90-yard kick return.
Yeah, for sure.
Whoa.
Amherst did make that extra point, so 13-6.
One of the few.
Amherst over Wega, still first quarter.
Wittenberg had a 4th and goal from inside the 5, pass incomplete, so still no score down the road, Stratford and Wittenberg. Burnhamwood, Auburndale folks, looking for your game. We're just waiting for the school to get the internet up and running. So the school right now doesn't have internet, and so as soon as that happens, we'll get that game. I know Dan's waiting for that one too, so we'll know as soon as you do. But just keep it right there. If you have it on your screen, keep it there, and as soon as the school gets the internet running, operational, we'll have the game going for you.
Let's go to Spash Live. Yeah, I know we don't get to go live a whole lot.
Yeah, all right. Well, I like it that you know that, Dan. So, again, Matt Dickinson is on the call over in Stevens Point. Here we go.
A good running back, able to make something out of nothing. Gets the first down on a fresh set at the 2-yard line. First and goal. Up by 3, trying to make it 9. Handoff go to Reineck. Let's see where he is. That's going to be real close. Inches short. Hernandez on the tackle there. Second down and goal from the 1. I think I'm gonna go to Reineck again. I'm not gonna second guess. I'm going to my best player. 4 times in a row. Hans is gonna keep, or Hans gonna keep, and he is. Let's see it. Yep, he's in. The QB sneak for the touchdown. Hans does it. A touchdown on that play.
All right, so Matt Dickinson thought they'd go to Reineck again. Would have been a good option, but better option that time for the Panthers was keep it in the hands of the quarterback. Let him motor it right in there. Score there, Dan?
It is 12-3, extra point pending.
Okay, 12-3, extra point pending. What else we got cooking?
We have not been to DC Everest yet, homecoming at DC Everest, but we just had something happen there.
Oh, Dan, you are wise. You are wise. Yeah, homecoming, I know that. There could be homecomings elsewhere. It's that time of year, home games. Good time to have a homecoming. But DC Everest does have one. Here's Chris Conley on the call.
Get the first down on this in this part of it. That was the first time that I would say that the Evergreens have won the line of scrimmage against Rapids.
2 receivers up high to throw. Lefty to one-on-one coverage. Got a step. It's caught. Touchdown, Evergreens. No, they're going to mark him at the 1. Mark him at the 1. They're going to say the legs of Preston Miller were down. 43-yard pass, and the Evergreens really needed the 44th to get into the end zone. First big play of the game. No huddle. Evergreens right up to the line of scrimmage. Bobinski under center keeps it himself. Senior in the end zone. Touchdown, Evergreens.
Homecoming senior Jack Babinski on the quick get up to the line, snap it. Let's get in the end zone.
Pretty smart.
I think it's just Tim Strelo, coach of the Greens. Just get up there. Your quarterback knows what to do. Oh boy, I featured the center for that team, and now I can't remember the name of an offensive lineman at DC Everest. I'm a really bad sports guy, but both seniors, the battery, if you will, that center and quarterback. Speaking of battery, better known in the game of baseball, right? Pitcher, catcher. Dan may not have noticed, but I've got jeans on today.
I do too.
Yeah, well, that's good. My legs look better than yours, so they can stay out longer. Ooh. So most people, some people know this. I guess most people probably don't, but it's my policy that I wear shorts when the Brewers season starts, and then when the Brewers season's done, I go to pants. And so I wore pants back on Monday already. I called the season over. Is that smart?
They're only 2.5 out.
I think it's over.
Now the problem is that there's no ties in baseball anymore. So there's no like magic game 163. They got rid of it.
Yeah.
So it's just tiebreakers, and the Brewers lose all tiebreakers.
Yeah. They have been, well, they've been not good since about June 15th, and then of course after the Josh Hader trade, the team morale just went right down. Maybe that was going to happen anyway, and that was just a coincidence. But yeah, I've got my jeans on, so I as soon as the Brewer season is done, I put my jeans on. Plus the low temperature this morning was like 34 or something.
It
like
was
that.
chilly. Yeah, it was. It was really not that pleasant.
Welcome to Wisconsin, everybody. This is the Zaleski Sports Red Zone channel, sponsored by Security Health Plan. Promises kept, plain and simple. Here is Security Health Plan. Back for more Red Zone right after this.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
Another year of exciting high school football, and the Friday night traditions are taking place on athletic fields throughout Wisconsin this fall.
High school football is fun for my kids.
It really helps build leadership skills.
Football teaches skill development.
Connects our schools with community.
And high school football is safer than ever with better protective equipment.
Better playing rules.
Better coaching with focus on technique.
More health information is indicating fewer injuries.
And as moms,
We approve of football for our children.
Football's a great game. It certainly builds character. We want to provide this opportunity for all of our student athletes.
A message from the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association.
All right, back here at Rush Lanes in Wittenberg. Come on down and see us. I've got an extra headset. They're bowling behind us now. The pins are flying.
Yeah.
The crack and the crackle of the pins, and we've got a scoring update in Abbotsford with Tom King on the call. So I'll hit play there and take you over to Abbotsford for another update.
Keep it, breaks a tackle down inside the 5, and he stood up and driven backwards. Going to mark him down at about the 2. Give him first down and forward progress down to about the 2-yard line. Looked like one of the Wildcats had a piece of Castillo right near the line of scrimmage, but he was able to shed that tackle and pick up the first down and more down to the 2-yard line. So the Falcons come to the line, trying to get the equalizer here late in the first quarter. Castillo out of the gun. Straight ahead. No, he's going to try the right side. He's got a little room, cuts back, and he got nailed. Tried to cut it back and just got swarmed under by white jersey. Is in on the stop for Edgar. Looked like Corey Schilling was in there. They're going to mark him down at the 1.
1 on the play. Second and goal from the 1.
Second down and goal for Abbotsford from the 1-yard line. Minute 30 to play here in the first quarter. Edgar leading 6-0. Castillo keeps it again. Up the middle, he's into the end zone, touchdown. And Abbotsford gets the equalizer here, and we're tied at 6.
1-yard touchdown, Abbotsford.
So Abbey takes advantage of the interception. They had a short field and marched it down for the touchdown on the 1-yard run by J.T. Castillo, their quarterback. They will try to kick the extra point. Snap is good, kick is up, and the kick is good. And Abbotsford will take the lead here. 7.
All right, there we go. So you hear Tom King tell us Abbotsford. Now, Dan, they were in their Division 6, so Edgar Division 7. I don't even know why you do that, but, school size. Abbotsford was ranked a couple weeks ago, but have fallen out of the rankings, and appropriately so. Edgar, after their loss to Colby, slipped from 1 to 3, and we've got the number 3 ranked Edgar Wildcats losing on the road by a point in the first quarter.
Yeah. Carter Butts scored on the first play from scrimmage, a long one. Abbotsford kind of chipping away and watching the game kind of on the side. Edgar really trying to keep the ball on the ground and getting 3-4 yards every play. They're doing the Edgar thing, right?
Yeah.
And they're marching on the field. They're in the red zone now.
They are. Okay.
They
well,
are.
Before we go there, we'll take you just down the road to Wittenberg with Dan Leonard on the call.
He cuts up inside. He really probably should have tried the outside. Only gains a yard on the play. Tackled at the 46 by Gotterman. It's going to make it 4th and 6. Looks like the Tigers are going to punt. Doing the punting for the Tigers, Braden Schiller. As I mentioned earlier, he is on the Ray Guy list for one of the top punters in the state of Wisconsin this year. Here's the punt. Taken by Freza at the 10 and brought down at the 13-yard line. John Seitz on the tackle. Chargers are going to take over 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Chargers quickly up to the line. They do not huddle offensively, or haven't at all yet so far tonight. Play cards coming in from the sideline. Here's the snap to Wapkini. And a fumble on the play. Looks like the Tigers have recovered.
Fumble on the play.
They've stopped the clock, but they haven't singled who's got the ball. Tigers ball. Jackson Ormond recovers the fumble. 1st and 10 from the 11. I'm not sure if this is the case, but it probably was a good thing to have a state wrestler on the bottom of the pile that time. Tigers come out 1st and 10 from the 11. Kilty lined up next to Schiller in the backfield. Here comes Glenn in motion. Here's a quick handoff to Kilty. He's right up the middle. He's at the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers! At the 6:09 mark of the second quarter.
All right, so the deadlock is broken in Wittenberg. We got about 4 minutes left now in the half. Stratford up 7-0. Got my brother watching. Tell Jamie hi.
Hey, Jamie.
So, he's Jamie is right. The loss to Colby was tough, mainly because it was 32-6. It was a tough one. If you're Edgar, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, I will tell you, Colby cheese is delicious. Maybe my favorite.
The home of Colby cheese.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Dan, you know what I like on Colby cheese? Why I like it and what I like? Just some nice yellow mustard. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you haven't, you're missing out. All right, so with that being said, we've got a score update over in Wyawega. Back to Mike Wendlandt on the call.
Brett Favor of Keller Williams, 715-572-1174, 715-572-1174. 2nd and 15, Zilke looking to roll left, looking for Hoffman. Now we're going to roll back right. Amherst just spying on him, a big block blind side, rolling back left, trying to break another tackle, still going. Zilke, what an unbelievable run. The patience turning to the corner. He's going to be in there. Touchdown, Warhawks from 19. What a play from Cameron Zilke.
I don't know you're going to find a much better run in high school football at least in this area. Maybe you could even go extended for the entire state, but 19-yard run, said Mike, and he ran about 65 on the ground.
Yeah, north-south 19 yards.
Yeah.
Like if we had that NFL StatCast thing where they have to circle underneath the player and it shows the route that he took and they measure the distance, probably 60, 70 yards on that, I would say.
Now be careful, Dan, because a couple of years ago you asked for this channel and it happened, so I suppose now you're talking about that. Maybe that's got to happen next. We have not taken a look in at Nakusa. This is Spencer Columbus at Nakusa with Steve Maves on the call.
11 minutes to go, first half. Hughes and Wintland, the receivers to the far side. Kirchmar in the shotgun again. There goes Vega on the jet sweep. They're going to hand it up to him. Vega tries to get the corner. He's going to be stopped there near the 25-yard or 15-yard line, I should say. They give him the 16, a gain of 2, and it's going to be 3rd down and 2 coming up for the 3rd down and 2 coming up for the Papermakers. Again, Nakusa coming up. They head to Amherst next week in a homecoming game for the Falcons, and then they finish at home the last 2 weeks, Shiocton and Wittenberg-Burnham-Wood. Doesn't get any easier in this conference. Kirchmar again in the shotgun. In motion goes Vega. On the counter, and it's going to be bottled up there. 4th down coming up. 56 on the tackle. That's Gage Young. And it's going to be 4th down and long coming up for Nakusa. Needed 2, lost 4. Again, 4-down territory, nothing to lose, really. Need a miracle to get into the postseason. 4th down and 6. See if Kirchmar will let his arm fly. And he's going to roll out to his right. Still looking to the end zone, and it's caught! Touchdown! Brandon Whitland with the catch. What a pass by Kirchmar. What a catch. Brandon Whitland with the touchdown.
All right, Dan, now we got some things happening around here.
Slusky Sports top 10 Player of the Week candidate right there.
And sorry, go ahead, finish. Yeah.
Rolling to his right on the run, just a bullet into the back corner of the end zone. That was a fantastic play. That was a collegiate level play.
See here, we've got an update over in Abbotsford. We'll see if I can get that queued up. On that run by whoever the young man was there in Waiawega, that 19-yarder that went for 65.
Yeah.
I had thoughts about just go ahead and just saying, hey, that's just our play of the week. I'm just going to, sometimes we do a vote, and I was just going to just say that's the play of the week, but not anymore.
Yeah.
We're putting these to a vote.
Yeah, that was a great play.
Back to Tom King in Abbotsford.
From the Falcons, 17.
8:46 to play here, first half. Abbotsford leading 7-6, but Edgar on the move here. Offset backfield behind Strite. And they're going to pitch it this time and try Weisenberger, and he goes nowhere. Gets swapped down in the backfield. On the stop for the Falcons that time.
Weisenberger on the carry.
Third down and about 5. Number 63 made the stop. We don't have a 63 on our roster here.
3rd and 5 from the Abbotsford 20.
Trips backfield behind Strite this time. They're going to give it to Butt. Tries to bounce it outside. He gets there, and he's going to go down the sidelines and into the end zone for the touchdown. Carter Butt made the first man miss right at the line of scrimmage. And
All right, back here to Rush Lanes in Wittenberg. Red Zone Channel, sponsored by Security Health Plan. Promises kept, playing in simple, and Carter Butt, 2 touchdowns today, Dan Ross.
Yeah, just a matter of time. Sorry, I was looking at...
That's fine. I see what you're looking at.
The fans were going a little bit crazy behind me, so I was trying to figure out what was going on. How about if we take a look just a score reset for a lot of these.
Yep, go ahead.
While you cue things up here.
Just don't spoil anything in Wega.
I will not.
Okay.
Rapids 7, Everest 7. I think we might have missed the Rapids touchdown. We'll have to go back and maybe, take a look.
And then you go and spoil it. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Your Tigers in Marshfield still up 7-0 on Appleton North or Appleton West. Appleton West has not been able to move the ball very much this game, but they're hanging around. It's a 7-point game. Thorpe hosting Greenwood, 27-0. That game is getting out of hand a little bit.
Yeah, Greenwood. Sorry, say that score one more time.
27-0.
Yeah, it's out of hand. Yeah.
Yep.
Greenwood's just not. They just don't have it this year. There's just no other way to say it.
Wausau West up 10 at Spash, 13-3. Nakusa's up 8-0. We just saw that one. We haven't been out to Wapaka. It's 21-7 Xavier over Wapaka.
Okay. And you told me that earlier. I just skipped it.
Yeah.
Not on purpose.
Nope. So let's go out to Wega.
Okay. Here we go. Back to Mike Wendlandt on the call.
Quick pass out. Zilke breaks the first tackle, gets a block down the sideline. Goodbye. Zilke is going to go 69 yards. Touchdown, Waiawega Fremont. You cannot teach that kind of speed. Wow. He broke a tackle in the backfield, and there was nobody who was going to catch Braden Arns.
All right, back here to Rush Lanes. Wega's got some speed this year, Dan. They got speed to burn.
We have a whole bunch of things going on here. All of a sudden, things are starting to back up on us.
That's all right. We're meant for this.
Yep. A lot of our games are approaching halftime, so we have some teams in their last drives of the half.
Okay, so with that being said, Chris Conley, it's Rapids at Everest.
Put a running back behind the quarterback under center. Evergreens load the box. Quarterback will throw one-on-one behind the defense. That's the danger of the triple option. Everybody creeps up. You get a receiver behind them, and you get a touchdown.
And Dan, Wisconsin Rapids been a little offensively challenged this year, but they tricked Chris Conley and they tricked the Everest defense.
Yeah, that is the danger of the triple option.
As we just found out.
Yeah, for sure. So yes, that one is 7-7, under a minute left in the first half.
Okay, let's head back down the road here. This is Wittenberg on the move. Dan Leonard on the call.
Down to 50 seconds remaining in the second quarter. 2nd and 18. Here's the snap. Wapkini back to pass. Looking for Gauderman. He's wide open. Touchdown. Wapkini faked the handoff. Gauderman kept going around the left side. 23
All right, Gauderman. I forget his first name. I get him and his dad confused. So Gauderman scores. Too many names in my head, Dan.
Point after, no good.
Okay.
7-6, Stratford. Very late in the first half. Stratford has the ball driving, but they're just shy of midfield. They got a long way to go in 30 seconds.
All right, we'll go to Gene Delisio in Marshfield.
He'll pitch it to Voleski to the near sideline. Cuts back into the 40 and stopped right there by Ben Deach. Logan Metcalf on that stop as well. Gain of 5 on the play. A first down for Appleton West at their own 39. 2:25 remaining first half. Tigers on top 7-0. Tiger defense digging in once again. 4 down linemen with Hoffman back in the pistol. 3 men in the backfield with him on this play. Hoffman takes the snap. Fades to pass, throws far sideline to Vanderputten at the 45, up the far sideline, out of bounds at midfield.
I think Vanderputten came out of the backfield on that play and uncovered.
They'll gain about 11 on that play. 1st and 10 for Appleton West at the 50-yard line.
Getting themselves gathered over by the Tiger on the south end of the field.
As we hit the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Appleton West moving the ball once again. No points on the scoreboard for the Terrors as of yet. Hoffman in the pistol. Hands to Valesky with some room outside of the 45, 40 up the far sideline with room to go. Behind the defense of the 10, the 5, and into the goal line for a touchdown.
Well, that answers a question as to what kind of wheels the guy has. He found a hole right off right tackle.
What kind of wheels the guy has? Well, he's got wheels.
Yeah, that was breakaway speed. He ran past the defense and created distance. That was really impressive. Extra point was no good, believe it or not. So Marshfield leads Appleton West 7-6.
It has been tough finding place kickers around the area, and maybe that's not altogether unusual, but that's definitely been a problem. Okay, out to Xavier. We'll get caught up on Xavier Wapaka real quick.
And Twombly keeps. Twombly, that is going to be very close. They might. And he's going to be just short. So 4th and 1. And it looks like Coach Hinkins is going to go for it. 4th and 1 at the 10. Big spot here. Twombly keeps it, and he's got it, I believe. And they're going to give it to him. As the clock's starting to run down here on the first quarter. 13-7 Xavier. So 1st and goal. Twombly keeps it. Twombly the outside. Breaking a couple tackles. Twombly powering forward. And he is in for the touchdown. Hawks scoring 19 unanswered
points. Our
points.
very own Jack Weber on the call. You got to meet Jack in week 1. We thought he was pretty good. We sat out in the bleachers in the second half. He's got better since then.
Yeah,
happy to have him.
Yeah, the first drive I was a little bit concerned, but there's a lot of nerves. I've been there. There's a lot of nerves.
What do I say next?
Yep.
Yeah.
But by the end of that game, he was rolling. A lot of enthusiasm. That's all we can ask for.
We see that coming through, and he knows the game. He's also he's on the swim team. He's a pointer swimmer.
Good.
So he's schooling, he's swimming, and he's broadcasting. That's a full life right there.
That is a full life.
Yeah. Where should I go next, Dan?
Let's go to Wega.
Oh, again.
Yeah, it's where all the action is.
These people are driving me crazy. Well, we might just stay there for a while.
It is almost halftime.
All right, here we go. Mike Wendland in Wyomega.
One to us up here in the press box. Looking to throw. Pocket breaks down. Glowski breaking tackles. He will get past Hoffman, who will bring him down inside the 35 to the 34 on a gain of 7. Falcons with 2 timeouts. Wyomega Fremont with all 3 of theirs. Amherst goes no huddle. Keeper for Glodowski. Breaks the first out. Cuts back in. Now trying to get to the corner. One man to beat. He's going to get tripped up and brought down at the 11. Tackle made by Hunter Meisenhelder. Gain of 23. Now Falcons down to the 11-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. As again, breaking the huddle quick. Chains aren't even reset yet. Now we get ready to play. Twin receivers each side. Holland the single back. Derazinski motions to the backfield. Pitch out to Derazinski. Cuts back inside. 10-5. Spinning his way to the goal line. Helicopters himself in. Touchdown. Falcons. Derazinski's second touchdown of the night. With a minute 53 to go. It's now 2019. And Wongland to kick the extra point. Snap is good. Hold is good. The kick is up. And the kick is good.
So just before halftime in Wyomega, Amherst ties that game with a minute 53 left. And with that being said, we're going to head down to Nakusa as the papermakers of Nakusa are on the move. Back to Steve Maves on the call.
Having a nice night for Nakusa. Brandon Whitland on the reception. Ball all the way up to the Spencer Columbus 23-yard line. 3:50 to go in this first half. Got a nice block out there by Jaden Hughes to spring him for quite a few more. Kirchmar's going to keep it himself off the left side and keep those legs moving. Nearing another first down. They're going to give him up to the 15-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play. And it looks like Nakusa is going to take a timeout. We'll do the same. 3:20 to go here in the first half. 8-0 Nakusa. The Papermakers are marching back to Nakusa High School after this. Kirchmar stands by himself. No, that's Wenzel in the shotgun. And he's going to keep it himself up the middle, the Wildcat formation. And another first down for Nakusa inside the 10-yard line. Clock runs, 3:10 to go. Lipke on the tackle. Three minutes to go. First and goal from the 7-yard line. Hughes lines up to the near side. Wintland to the far side. Uncovered. Again in the Wildcat. Wenzel's going to keep it himself off the right side. Keep the legs moving. Touchdown! Jonathan Wenzel from 7 yards out. And Nakusa leads 14-0 with 2:49 to go in the first half. Nicely done by Jonathan Wenzel, the 6'1", 185-pound senior. And Nakusa scores for the second time in the quarter. Helmet malfunction. I don't know if they'll wait until the Rockets get a new player in there with a in the shotgun again, trying for 2-point conversion. Wenzel's going to roll out, Kirchmar's going to roll out to his right, and it is going to be incomplete and out of the hands of Jaden Hughes. But Nakusa gets on the board again. 14-0 Papermakers, 2:40.
Back here to Rush Lanes, the Security Health Plan Red Zone channel here on Zaleski Sports. Steve Maves tell us about Nakusa, the 2-point conversion, no good, but they do score the touchdown. They go up 14-0 in the season that SC has had. That might be enough. I thought it was going to be a higher scoring game, but what we've seen so far, that just might be enough.
Yeah, Spencer Columbus, a little bit down this year, maybe.
Yeah, they were down coming into the year, and their top 2 players both on the sidelines with broken collarbones. Back to Marshfield, Gene Delisio on the call.
Marsh gets out of bounds after a
They'll mark him out of bounds right around the 12-yard line, so he gains 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 Tigers at the Appleton West 12 with 33 seconds left before halftime.
Coach Gadel talking in one of our last week or two pre-games that as far as scouts go, there are college people that are looking at Femmel as a track man.
That's right.
As opposed to necessarily a football player.
2 receivers on the near side. Femmel back in the pistol. Back to pass. Lobs near sideline and the back end for Lemoyne. Goes up and grabs it, but he may be out of bounds. Let's see. He was out of bounds, came down out of bounds, incomplete.
Back judge is ruling out of bounds.
Tried to loft it to Luke Lemoyne on the back line of the end zone, but Luke could not keep his feet in bounds.
I did catch the defensive player there as that ball was in the air and it was coming down to Lemoyne, but the defensive player for West, gosh, Dale, get the teams right, gave the Marshfield receiver a 2-hand shove so he couldn't get his feet in bounds.
Appleton West now take a timeout. Their first of the first half. 28 seconds remaining before halftime. Our score is Marshfield 7, Appleton West 12-yard line.
Well, Marshfield has had some success with that inside trap play to either Colby or Anderson. They've got enough timeouts left. Let's see if they go that route again here.
Each team does have 2 timeouts remaining before halftime. 3rd and 7 Tigers at the West 12. Femmel back in the pistol. Grabs the snap, looks to pass the football, throws across the middle. Wide open, Meverden for the touchdown.
Wow, Meverden on a slant play just got underneath all the defenders who were bailing quickly in what looked like
Sam Meverden with the touchdown for the Tigers. He had a big catch last week over at West with time ticking away, able to bring it in at the 1-yard line, and Marshfield goes in to score, then holds off a small West drive, but he was a big part of that last week.
And using strategy, they go for 2 and they get it to make it a
Marshfield
9-point game,
All right.
15-6. So that gives you a little bit of extra padding because Appleton West has got to score twice on you in order to catch you, assuming you don't score again. So, yeah, you can kick the extra point, go up 8, or you go for 2 and make it 2 possessions. That's what they did.
Okay, so let's see, some score updates in Edgar. We'll see if I can click fast enough to get them, or in Abbotsford, sorry. It's Edgar at Abbotsford with Tom King on the call.
.3:31 to play first half. It's 18-7 Edgar. They'll line up to go for 2 again here. They have been unsuccessful on both of their 2-point conversion attempts. A special team score for the Wildcats. First punting situation of the night. So good defensive stand for the Wildcats there. They'll get the ball back with 3:49 to play in the half. Snap is good, and the punt's away. It's a line drive. Takes a bounce. Carter Butts got it. They do the reverse and hand it off to Strite. He's going to try to go down the far right sideline. He's got running room. One man to beat. And going the distance on the punt return is Tegan Strite on the reverse.
Tegan Strite, 75-yard.
And Strite got him the first and 10 from there. 5 of Abbotsford. Pickup of maybe 5 on the carry for Carter Butt.
Gain of 4, it's 2nd and 6.
They quickly come to the line. High snap. Strite's got it. He wants to throw deep. He's got a man wide open. That's Schuett, and he's going to go to the end zone for a touchdown. Missed assignment as Schuett was wide open, and
All right,
Strite
Dan,
got
I gave it to him as fast as I could.
Yeah, you did a good job.
All right, thanks.
There were 3 Edgar receivers out there and 2 defenders.
Yeah, bad recipe for a Falcon anyway.
Yeah, so Abbotsford had that lead probably 15 minutes ago, right? And all of a sudden, it's now a 3-touchdown game, and Edgar looks like that they're starting to roll.
All right, let's see. I thought you told me a while back we might have had another score update. Yep, and we do over in Schofield, where I started my evening, and for that we'll send it back to Chris Conley, Rapids at Everest.
They do on 4th down. That's a puzzle if they get pushed backwards. Rapids looking to move forward here. Teal Lucas under center. Handoff, goal line. Is he in? Touchdown on 2nd effort. Rapids from 1 yard out. Connor Buboltz. First time that Rapids has had the lead.
Okay, so on homecoming at Everest, Rapids takes the lead right before half. We at halftime now over there?
It looks like it, yeah, because Coach Sins is on like 4 different games right now. Yeah. Are you surprised by that score?
No, not a lot, especially after when you and I were in Marshfield, and it was Everest visiting Marshfield, and Marshfield put a pounding on them.
Yeah.
They came back and they've been just so since then. No, not surprised. I still think Everest is better than Rapids, and maybe all the homecoming festivities and the parade and all the court and the king and the queen and whatever else, all that's got to go away at halftime for the Greens.
A lot of distractions.
Yeah.
Homecoming week for sure.
All right, what do you want to see next?
Let's go to Wega.
Oh, that's right.
No, we haven't been there in a couple of minutes.
Well, when you score like you're popping popcorn, that's what can happen there.
We actually just had another score there, so we have 2 scores.
Now you're going to challenge my computer acumen. All right, here we go. Mike Wendland, CNY Wega.
So Glodowski, who's 3 of 5 passing, 25 yards. Line up between receivers on each side. Scott, flank bottom. Markham at the 7. It's a gain of 23. And Doug Peterson is watching from Jacksonville and smiling somewhere. Under a minute to go. First and goal at the 6. Rolling left, Zilke trying to get to the corner. And he's going to try and go for the pylon. He's going to reach in. He is in. Touchdown, Zilke. Wow. Four consecutive touchdowns on 4 drives. For Waiawega Fremont. Again, their lateral speed has been unstoppable here in this first half. Annandale to try the extra point. He's 0 for 2. Last one was blocked. This one is up, and it's good. It is 27-20. Amherst will get it back with line up between receivers on each side. Scott, flank bottom of the screen. Derzinski motions. Handoff, Neziah Holland driving his way forward past the 45 to the 47. He will get 4. And Heater's going to have to head off the field as his helmet came off. And they're officially going to make him go off for a play. And so Zilke will step onto the field defensively. Second and 6. Clock running. Looking for the slant and go. Derzinski wide open. 25-20, 10-5. Touchdown, Jake Derzinski from 50.
So if my numbers are right, and I believe that they are, Dan, that was Derzinski's second touchdown. There's 54 combined points in the first half in Waiawega.
Yeah, if you took the over on 53.5, then you are a winner at halftime.
Cash it in, go down to McDonald's, get yourself a cheeseburger. That's what
right.
I would do. Adam and Scott watching. Hey, guys, Scott's Pacelli Cardinals play tomorrow on Zaleski Sports, a 1 p.m. kickoff. And kind of got it's an interesting crew. I was almost going to say an all-star crew. That's not true, and you'll know right away why. We're going to have Steve, Maya, and Paul on the broadcast tomorrow. Jags has turned into an Assumption guy through and through. So it's Pacelli and Assumption. Homecoming for the Cardinals tomorrow at Gerke, 1 o'clock kickoff. We'll have it live on Zaleski Sports. People are asking about the Auburndale game. Our apologies. We will upload it later tonight on tape delay. There is an internet outage at the school, so no internet, no broadcast. So I wish we could do more than that, but you can't count on or plan for an internet outage. That's what we had tonight over there. But again, we're recording the game right now, and then we'll upload it later. So you'll get to watch it a little bit later on tonight, probably around 1 in the morning. So stay up, or otherwise just watch it tomorrow.
If somebody has a score for the game, we would love to have it. It's not on Twitter, which everything's on Twitter besides for the score.
Probably depending on us for the score.
Maybe.
Mike watching. Saw Mike, a line judge last night over at Columbus Volleyball. So checking in here. Again, you're watching the Zaleski Sports Red Zone, sponsored by Security Health Plan. Promises kept. Plain and simple. Dan, we got a little bit of time. Anything else we should check on before we do a little halftime break of our own? Is Amherst and Wega running off the field, maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
Xavier, maybe as we go into halftime, because every game's at halftime, Xavier looks like they just might have scored.
Yeah, okay. So for that, we'll kick it back to Jack Weber in Appleton.
Smart to the outside, and Kirchmar going to be driven out of bounds way short of the gain, way short of the first down, I should say. There is a flag, though. And that is going to be holding against the Comets, so that's going to drive them back even further. So looks like the Xavier Band will perform at halftime. That's usually how homecoming goes, though. I was never in band, but so 2nd and 25 for Wapaka, and this is just kind of getting ugly right now. Kirchmar hands it off. That is Pittman, and Pittman's got a long way to go. Looks like it was 2nd and 24, actually. But anyway. Long way to go. 3rd and long here for the Comets. 3rd and 19 for the Comets. Kirchmar rolling back. Kirchmar's got to throw, and down he goes. Taken down by Carter Apple. 2nd sack of the possession, and that is going to bring up 4th and long, and most likely will bring on a punt. And that has pretty much summed up the first half here for the Comets. As 4th and 26. Hey, 4th and 26. At least you're inner Donovan McNabb. You have to believe a punt is coming. You don't want to give Xavier the ball deep in your own territory with under a minute left in the first half, and you're already losing by 3 scores. Oof. So yeah, Gavin Taggart will send it away. Taggart. Oh, that was close. And that will be fielded and taken by McCormick, and there goes McCormick down the sideline. McCormick looking for a block, and he'll be taken down. There is a flag, though, as Owen Hansen made the tackle. And I believe there is roughing the kicker and running into the kicker, if that is the case. And oh, there you go, block in the back. So they're gonna. So it will still be Xavier ball, but they will not have quite as good a field position. So a good return from McCormick will have 10 yards taken off of it. So they will start at the 35-yard line of Wapaka. Still good field position for Xavier, which is not good news for Wapaka. Already down 28-7. And there's still plenty of time. Of course, Xavier does not have any timeouts left. Twombly rolling back. Twombly throws, and that pass is caught by Carter McClone, and McClone moving forward. And McClone is going to have the first down, which should stop the clock, and it does with 52 seconds left. As Twombly rolling around. Twombly looking for some blocks. Twombly stays in bounds. He's knocked out of bounds, and that'll stop the clock again. Near a first down for Twombly. First and 10 from the 14, and the Hawks are at it again. McClone keeps it. McClone right up the gut, makes a move, and he spins out of a tackle. Touchdown, Hawks. Wow. 34-7 Xavier as they are pouring it on.
All right, back here to Rush Lanes in Wittenberg. You're watching the Zaleski Sports Red Zone channel, sponsored by Security Health Plan. Promise is kept plain and simple. Jack Weber on the call over there in Appleton. Xavier running away with it. That'll probably be our last look at that game I would think. Let's see, Thorpe Greenwood, are they back from halftime?
No.
No, okay, but that one had kind of gotten away
34-0 maybe?
34-0, yeah, so probably won't. We'll start kind of eliminating some of these games, but it looks like we're back in Schofield. So we'll get that one dialed up. It is, it's homecoming, and Everest behind just a little bit. I'm not going to say, certainly they're not out of anything, but not where they want to be. But back to Chris Conley on the call in Schofield.
Is the offensive line going to be able to control that line of scrimmage, giving Babinski enough time to find that open receiver?
Trips up high, and Babinski can burn you with his legs too. Let's see. Straight drop, late pressure, finds the open man. Big gain coming here for Caden Bangston. That's where the pressure came from, and the Evergreens had dialed up the perfect play. Bangston out of the backfield, down to the 30-yard line.
And that is one of those, what we would call a pop pass later when I was a quarterback, and that was great. Running back right onto the backfield, coming in for that pop pass and finding itself wide open.
36 yards down the field.
Actually, Bankston does a great job of blocking right off the bat, and then it keeps going right off of it.
Yeah, and you know what? The trips up to the other side of the field attracted a lot of defense. That near side, a lot of space to operate. On first down. Back to Blake Bangston for 2. Boy, if the Evergreens take this ball, march 80 yards down the field and stick it into the end zone, game on for the second half. But again, it's the Evergreens who have to accomplish something, trailing 14-7. From the pistol, singles to either side. 3-step drop, protection's good for the moment, out to the flat, caught. Hoffman sheds a tackle, cuts back to the 10, to the 5, and down to the 4-yard line. 26-yard reception. Hoffman was shifty after he caught that ball, too.
That was a great job of staying on his feet and just breaking the tackle. Rapids, in that sense, really needs to be able to wrap up as best as possible. Not able to do it, and Everest goes for a bigger gain.
So our game takes over the Zaleski Sports Red Zone channel again. Chris and Tony, 1st and 10 after that pass reception for Flynn Hoffman. Evergreens are looking to knot this game if they can put the ball in the end zone. Babinski is under center. Caden Bangston, second effort, down near the goal line, short. They'll spot him moving from the 4 to the 1. Evergreens have another play called right up to the line of scrimmage. Quarterback may keep it here. Yeah, Babinski's second effort. He's shoved on and he's in. Touchdown, Evergreens! That's the Evergreens' best drive of the night. And it comes after...
All right, Dan, so the Greens come out of halftime. Just like I said, you got to shake off homecoming. Forget about who the king and queen is. You had the parade and all that other stuff. Get that behind you. Come out, you drive right down the field and score the touchdown.
Yeah,
Pretty
for
good.
sure. Yeah, and we kind of talked during that game about how important it is for Everest to come out and play well here in the second half. You get Rapids at home. I feel like this is one that you got to get if you have playoff aspirations, right? Because it's a jumbled mess in the middle of that conference right now. And they did not look good in Marshfield. So this would be a really good W for them if they're able to get it.
All right, let's see. I think we've got one, maybe two other games coming into the second half. One of them is just down the road. It's Stratford at Wittenberg-Burnhamwood, and we'll send it out to Dan Leonard on the call. Dan and I are going to enjoy Friday Fish, so you'll have maybe what could be an extended view at Wittenberg. Here's Dan Leonard.
Here's the pass over middle, complete to Wrench. Ashton Wrench with the catch for the Tigers. Gain of 10 on the play. It's going to bring up third and a manageable 10. Ball back at the original line of scrimmage, the 42-yard line. Everything Schiller throws is hard. That baseball pitcher mentality. Tigers come out, 2 split, far to the left. Kilty lined up next to Schiller in the backfield. 3rd and 10, ball at the 42. Here's the fake handoff. Passed over the middle, intended for Danielson, is incomplete.
Schiller's pass incomplete, intended for Danielson on the play.
I don't believe he had enough for a first down. There was a defender right on him. It'll bring up 4th and 10 for the Tigers. Going deep for the Chargers, Marshall Fraza. Schiller in front formation for the Tigers. Here's the snap. Schiller, nice high spiraling punt. It's going to bounce. Take a Tiger roll down inside the 15, down at the 13. Wittenberg Burnham will take over, 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. With this timeout, we'll take a quick message from one of our sponsors. You're listening to Stratford Tiger Football here on Zaleski Sports.
Cropping Central, conveniently located between Edgar and Stratford on County Road N, 715-352-2843. Let Cropping Central take care of your field plans, yield mapping, crop scouting, and crop protection, including hail insurance. Cropping Central, 715-352-2843, and visit them on County Road N, west of Edgar.
Back at Wittenberg, Chargers not taking a huddle. We get caught twice now. Trying to take a quick commercial. Gain of 1. John Seitz on the tackle for the Tigers. It's 2nd and 9. Ball's at the 14-yard line. $8:55 remaining here in the third quarter. Stratford still hanging on to a 7-6 lead. Here's pass. Couple flags on the play. We're going to have pass interference against Ashton Wrench from the Tigers. Pass intended for Fraza. Incomplete. Wrench there a little early. We'll go back from the previous line of scrimmage, and it'll be 15 from the line. That'll put the ball out around the 29-yard line, giving the Chargers a 1st and 10. Wapkinney with a quick pass. Wrench there a little early. Here's the Chargers. Wapkinney back to pass again. Looking long. Pass intended for Fraza. Beautiful pass from Wapkinney. Down to the Tiger 30-yard line. 31 yards on the pass completion. Wapkinney to Fraza, giving the Chargers a 1st and 10 from the 30. Wittenberg Burnham with their first drive of the second half. Quickly up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10. Here's the handoff to Gotterman. Trying to get up the middle. He's brought down. No gain on the play. Seitz on the tackle for the Tigers. No gain, 2nd and 10. Tigers have been a pretty good job of holding Gotterman under control up the middle. One time he did get away for about a 40-yard run. 2nd and 10. Ball still at the 30. Here's Wapkinney on a keeper to the right. Trying to get around the corner. Brought down by Gavin Leonard. No gain on the play. 3rd and 10. Ball still at the 30. The demise of the Tigers all year has been the pass defense. It's hurt him a couple times tonight already. Chargers come out 3, split to the left. This is usually where they throw the quick screen. They fake it. They're looking deep. They got pressure on Wapkini. He's trying to get away. Flips it out the right side to Gotterman. Pass was complete, but it looks like no gain on the play.
Wapkini's pass complete to Gotterman.
No gain. It's going to make it 4th and 10. Ball at the 30. They faked the quick screen. Actually, it was a loss of 1 on the play. They get 4th and 11. Ball at the 31. They faked the quick screen to the left, tried to slip the receiver down the sideline. This time the Tigers had it covered. Chargers up to the line. Split left and right. And we got a false start on the left tackle by the Chargers. Unless he was drawn off by the Tigers. Nope, it's going to be a legal procedure against Wittenberg-Burnhamwood. Sets it back 5 yards to the 36, making it 4th and 16 for Wittenberg-Burnhamwood. .6:10 remaining here in the third quarter from Wittenberg-Burnhamwood High School. 4th and 16, the ball at the 36-yard line. Now we have a timeout taken by Wittenberg-Burnhamwood. With this quick timeout, we'll take a 30-second commercial. Once again, you're listening to Stratford Tiger Football on Zaleski Sports.
In control of most of the first
Witness
quarter.
the difference.
Here, Evers came out with a strong drive in the third quarter, and now Rapids is taking the ball a little bit longer. So yeah, time of possession is going to be very precious here for the second half.
I'll tell you, I mean, we're tied 14-14. You cannot go down by 2 scores in this game. You will not come back and win. Cut back between the tackles, big gain. Ball is loose. Who's got it? Evergreens do. Fumbled. We are waiting for an indication, and it's Evers' ball. Teal Lucas had a big gain and coughed it up. Did we not just say that possession would be precious? The old soothsayer, Chris Conley, sees the game more or less right, and the Evergreens have the ball back.
Taking a look here of that play. Quarterback does a great job of getting up and in there. Gets the ball out there, doesn't keep it tucked in. Number 14 comes in and just takes a swipe at it, and Evergreens jump on it.
Just on the replay, close, but I thought that was clearly out before he was down. I think that was a fumble. Evergreens off a turnover, looking downfield into double coverage, almost intercepted. Evergreens are lucky to get this back. I get that they're just high school kids and we see things clearly up here. That's one of the few not so good choices from the Everest quarterback today. You don't want to throw that ball. Double coverage, you got to find something else.
I do like the aggressiveness by the coaching staff of, sudden change of possession.
Yeah,
for it.
I like a shot downfield there, but you got to find some other shot, not the double coverage. You hate turning it right back.
Correct, yes.
2nd and 10. Second man through. Blake Bangston, who has also fumbled the ball. Picked up, coming back the other way, and the team's trade turnovers. That's a Rapids touchdown. Carter Christie. Rapids takes the lead back. 45-yard fumble return.
Could kick the extra points, you would think. Instead, they go for 2 every time. We've got 3 regular season games remaining for the Wildcats. Who stayed in to block him, and he got in the face of Castillo, who was forced to throw the ball up. I think it was tipped by Weisenberger as well, and that allowed Normington to try to make the interception. He couldn't hang on, though, as he went to the ground. So a punting situation here for the Falcons. And the punt is going to go toward the sideline, and Edgar will have good field position just on their side of the 50-yard line at about the 47 or 48-yard line, depending on where they mark it.
Castillo's punt goes out of bounds. Inside Edgar territory, where Edgar will take over 1st and 10.
So the Wildcats dominated the second quarter, and they get a defensive stop immediately here to start the second half. I got to believe the Edgar defense was not happy with the way they played against Colby, and they have dialed it up a bit here tonight. They did give up a touchdown drive after an interception that gave Abbotsford only half the field to go, but after that, other than that, it's been a pretty good job tonight by the Edgar defense. Straight under center, they're going to hand it off. That's Butt. He went nowhere. Somebody sliced in there and knocked him down. A good defensive push that time by the front of Abbotsford. Somebody sliced in there and got the legs of Carter Butt and took him down. Second down and 10, no gain on the play. We talked about the Edgar defense probably didn't like the way they played last week. I would imagine the offense didn't like it either. Here's a handoff, delayed handoff. They tried the right side. Oh, a big hit right there. Applebeck got absolutely drilled as he got maybe a couple on that, depending on where they give him forward progress. Looks like they're going to give him the 50-yard line.
Gain of 2, it's 3rd and 8 from the 50.
One of the Falcons came in there and laid a big hit on Applebeck after he picked up a couple of yards. Evan Shunk, the linebacker, on that hit. Third down and about 8 here for the Wildcats. Straight under center, offset backfield. He wants to throw. Here comes a blitz. He's able to avoid it. Throw it down the field. It's going to be caught by Baumgartner, the tight end, and he is going to take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Tegan Strite avoided the blitz. I'm not quite sure how he did not get sacked on that. It looked like the Abbotsford player had a clean shot at him. He was able to step up and away from the rush and then throw it downfield, and he hit the tight end ball.
All right, back here to Rush Lanes. It's the Zaleski Sports Red Zone channel, sponsored by Security Health Plan. Promises kept plain and simple. The fish fry here is really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
They're still serving it. Get down here.
Yeah, where is, who were we talking to earlier? Rebecca, Becky,
yeah,
Jesse,
Tina.
Yeah, you know what? I know a lot of names of student athletes, athletic directors, professional athletes. I don't know.
Yeah, so Edgar with a 33-7 lead, putting some distance between themselves and Abbotsford. Last check in the Auburndale Marathon game, it sounded like Auburndale was up 36-8.
Okay. Again, our apologies. Internet outage in Auburndale. We are currently recording and broadcasting, and what that means in this world is tape delay. So we're going to upload that game later tonight, and you can take a peek at it, tomorrow morning or something like that. All right, Dan tells me we've got an update over in Marshfield. It is Gene Delisio on the call.
Back in the pistol. Seidel next to him. Mason gets the call off the right side across the 30 down to about the 28-yard line, short of the first down by about a yard.
Carry by Seidel.
Mason Seidel gets the call on that play.
Close to a Tiger first down.
And they'll mark him down just inside the 29.
To me, Mason Seidel is the speedster or the motor scooter in this offensive backfield. You get him the ball and give him a little bit of a crease, and look out.
And now a third down play for the Tigers. Third and less than 2 for Marshfield. At the West 29. Hinson near side. Lemoyne far side. Anderson and Marsh in the eye behind Femmel.
Watch Seidel in a toss. Nope, straight
and
up the
here's
gut.
Seidel straight ahead, but he's pulled down from behind. Some good penetration by Dimitri Edmonds of Appleton West. And Seidel will lose a yard or two on that play. Good job by Dimitri Edmonds, who has now 5 tackles for loss for Appleton West this season. That play loses 2. It's a 4th and 4 for the Tigers at the West 31-yard line. Marshfield will go for it here. Lemoyne far side. Hinson tight on the near side with Colby as a blocking back. Seidel in the backfield next to Marsh.
One-on-one
Or back
coverage
to
on the
Femmel.
far
High
side.
snap. Femmel back to pass the football.
There it
Throws
is.
across the middle. High throw, but grab by Meverton between two defenders. He spits them and gets in the end zone for the touchdown.
Nice grab, pretty good throw, but an even better grab.
Meverton between two defenders went up and got the football, then turned and got by both of those Appleton West ball players to the end zone for the score.
Pretty good throw there by Femmel. Kept it high enough that Meverton could go up and get it in traffic.
6-play, 69-yard scoring drive, the second time Femmel. And Meverton connect on a TD pass tonight. Braxton Kurthon to attempt to kick the PAT. Adam Gilbertson the holder. Ball is on the way. Kick is up, and it is good. And the Tigers score on their first possession of the second half. 8:30 remaining in the third quarter. And our score now is Marshfield 22 and Appleton West 6. Back to Hiding Stadium in just a moment. Picked up by a Marshfield. Picked up. The far sideline still loose. The Tigers may have it. Looks like they do. That ball fumbled around and picked up by a Marshfield ball player. That may have been Dawson Meisner. Dawson Meisner was there, as was Evan Niehaus. It's Meisner on the recovery as Brown muffed it. The ball rolled up the field, was bobbled by several players, and Meisner recovers at the Appleton West 16-yard line.
Well, you're Appleton West. You just give up a big play defensively, and those same defensive players now, after this turnover, are going to have to come out on the field. And, boy, it's going to take some sort of a leader over there on that defense to try to fire those kids up, because this series of events here can be very demoralizing.
And a short field to work with. 1st and 10 Tigers at the West 16-yard line. Femmel in the pistol. Back to pass. Throws far sideline as
God.
Lemoyne there wide open for the touchdown. Luke Lemoyne wide open for the touchdown catch. And the Tigers go up 28-6.
Now talk about that one-on-one coverage, and this is like...
So touchdown, fumble on the kickoff, touchdown, and Marshfield begins to run away with it a bit. First-year head coach for the Appleton West Terrors. Marshfield not bad. I think Denny Gadel's in his 28th year. I think 22nd as coach. Got to deduct some ages from myself.
Yeah.
No. 20, I don't know. You've been there a long time. I'm not good at math. Dan is. But again, Jason Zaleski, Dan Ross. This is the Red Zone channel, and I'm told we've got yet another update in Waiawega, so we'll see if we can get that sorted out here for you. Boy, we've got a couple of updates there. Let's see here, Dan. I'm scrubbing right now, but it looks like we've got a couple. All right, so quickly then to Michael Endland in Waiawega.
4th down offense, staying out there. Arndt slot left, wing left, Hebner. Meisenhelder wide right. Looking to throw, looking the wheel route. He's going to look deep. He's got a man. In stride, Arndt's there. Touchdown, Warhawks. 35 yards to Arndt, his 3rd touchdown catch of the night. He got behind everybody. Amherst stayed at the sticks. No one followed him deep quick enough. And by the
So I had said to Dan as we were finishing up our fish, is it possible that we could get 50 to 50? Could we have both teams in the 50s? And maybe. And Dan's telling me about something else. Okay. Great, because I don't have a lot of work to do there. Again, quickly, back to Waiawega. The scoring is out of control.
Keeping track of the two games in the CWC Large, and they're polar opposites. Offense is optional for Wittenberg and Stratford. That's a 7-6 game. This one, defense is optional, apparently. Not from lack of effort, just some spectacular offensive plays by both sides. Glanowski keeps it himself, drives his way forward past the 45 to the 46-yard line. Maybe the 47 on a gain of about 6 yards for Matthew. So Gonzo, we will give him a gain of 7. We'll give him a gain of 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4. Of course, stay tuned following the game tonight. We'll be on the field with Coach Lusick. Falcons can get the comeback and get the win, a hard-fought win. We'll get a player as well. Very likely Jake Derazinski. Twin receivers right. Toss, Derazinski around the right end. Jake cuts to the sideline, tripped up inside the 50 to about the 45-yard line. We'll see where they mark him. At the 44. So it's a gain of 9 for Derazinski. 5th carry for Jake, 62 yards and a score. Also 1 catch, 53 and a touchdown, and a 90-yard kick return for the senior. Talking with some of the Waiwega coach at halftime. Him and Ahrens have been rivals for years on the track, and now on the football field. Maybe the basketball court later this year as well. 1st and 10 at the Waiwega 44. 3 receivers left. Wonglin, Derazinski, and Scott. Quick dive to Holland. Breaking tackles, bowling ball his way inside the 35 to the 31-yard line on a gain of 13 for Neziah Holland. 6 carries, 37 yards for Holland. Actually, we'll give him a gain of 14. He got right to the 30. So 1st down and 10. Ball just inside the right hash at the 30-yard line. Hammers going right to left. As you look at your screen, Wonglin, Derazinski, Scott staggered, bottom of the screen. Design quarterback run. Godowski cuts back outside, breaking tackles. He's tripped up inside the 20. About the 17-yard line, it's a gain of 13 for Gladowski. He's up to 64 yards rushing on 10 carries. So 1st down and 10 at the 17 of Waiwega. Again, 3 receivers left. Scott, Derazinski, Wonglin. They'll stack in the slot. Jastrzomski, single receiver right. Handoff Holland. Breaking tackle, still going on his feet. Dancing his way inside the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Holland from 17.
Dan, it was an excruciatingly long 6-play drive for the Falcons.
Yeah, they really ran a lot of clock there.
I mean, my gosh. What's the score now?
Amherst made the 2-point conversion,
right.
So it's 35-34. An over-under of 69.
All right. Well,
base
this
points.
Next update will be a little different than that as far as scoring. And again, we move just down the street in Wittenberg with Dan Leonard on the call.
Picked it up. It was Gavin Leonard. The ball was just bouncing. He ran up and picked it up and quickly hit, but he got it down to the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. We're down to 1:53 remaining in the 3rd quarter here at Wittenberg-Burnhamwood High School. Tigers holding on to a 7-6 lead. And a defensive slugfest between these 2 top teams in the CW Large School. Tigers up to the line. Here's the handoff to Kilty, trying to get around the left side, and Gauderman's got him. Loss of 3 on the play. 2nd and 7. Excuse me, 2nd and 13. Loss of 3. Ball back to the 40. David Gauderman, as I mentioned, an all-conference selection last year. He definitely is Mr. Do-It-All for Wittenberg-Burnhamwood. Good athlete. Fun to watch him play. Tigers come up, 2 wide receivers split to the left. Here's the handoff. Nope, fake handoff. Schiller back to pass. Looking deep. It's complete. He's down inside the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Tigers. 40-yard touchdown pass from Schiller to Connor.
Oh, the play-action pass. You get the defensive backs and linebackers to move up and stop. You get your receiver there, Braden Schiller, the quarterback. I missed who he threw to, but just classic play-action pass there, no matter what level we're talking about.
Absolutely. friend of the show, Travis Wilson.
All right, he is.
He had his game of the week.
Yeah, where did he go this week?
I believe that he went. I just had it. It's Fox Valley Lutheran, and everywhere he goes, it's a blowout. Little Shoot up 33-0 on Fox Valley Lutheran. It looks like we are going to queue up some Wisconsin Valley football.
We are Valley Football Association. It's Rapids at Everest.
There to take a shot with him. No, sir. Handoff. First down. Brostowitz out to the 48, and the chains will move. Gained 5.
Chris, we talked about it in the third quarter. I mean, just recently, that possession time is going to be critical. Definitely cannot allow Rapids to score on this drive. Need to get a stop at this point.
Because the problem is the way Rapids runs their offense. If they score from here, they're going to take 4 or 5 minutes to do it. And then what? How many possessions are left when you're down by 2 scores and you're midway through the fourth quarter? So there's some pressure in this spot on the Evergreens defense. This first down play, Brostowitz has 4.
The one thing that I do like about the Evergreens is
that's a generous spot. He has 5.
Is that they have the passing game on their side, where Rapids doesn't. So playing from a score down, they have the advantage in that. But if they come to 2 scores down, I don't know if there's enough time in the game to overcome that.
Right, and the Evergreens like that run-throw mix. And when you suddenly say, gee, we got to throw the ball downfield, we got to look for big plays downfield, Rapids' defensive line already has 6 sacks in this game. Pitch back, pursuit. Wow, missed tackles down the sideline. Big gain. Brennan Huber, 24 yards. Rapids is just outside the red zone. Evergreens get an easier opponent next week, Hortonville. But for that game to really mean something, the Evergreens need a win here. Rapids still has Marshfield left as they go down the home stretch of their schedule. So the Rapids-Marshfield game becomes meaningful if the Red Raiders are winners tonight. 1st and 10. Handoff, cut back, cutting back again, still on his feet. A 24-yard touchdown run, Leo Brostowitz. So for the first time, one of these teams has just gone up by 2 scores.
Leo Brostowitz making cuts like a DJ.
Yeah, that was a good-looking run. And Everest, under 10 minutes left to go in that game, down by 2 scores. Not looking good for the Evergreens.
Yeah, and you can hear it in Chris's voice, too. They used to say about Bob Euchre that you didn't need the score. Of course, on the radio you don't get a visual, but all you had to do was listen to his tone and you would know if the Brewers were winning or losing. Same with Chris. Let's go to one of Chris's friends, Gene Delisio in Marshfield.
Backfield, you get him the ball and give him a little bit of a crease and look out.
And now a 3rd down play for the Tigers. 3rd and less than 2 for Marshfield. At the West 29. Hinson near side. Lemoyne far side. Anderson and Marsh in the eye behind Femmel.
Watch Seidel in a toss. Nope, straight
and
up the
here's
gut.
Seidel straight ahead, but he's pulled down from behind. Some good penetration by Dimitri Edmonds of Appleton West. And Seidel will lose a yard or 2 on that play. Good job by Dimitri Edmonds, who has now 5 tackles for loss for Appleton West this season. That play loses 2. Again, the ball, as was Evan Niehaus.
Pizza in Marshfield.
Mason Seidel gets the call on that play. And they'll mark him down just inside the 29.
To me, Mason's
Around and picked up by a Marshfield ball player. That may have been Dawson Mine to 6. Ryder Hoffman in the pistol formation. Takes the snap. Gives the snap. Gives remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Supports area programs like the
in the pistol. Back to pass. Throws far sideline.
Oh
as
God.
Lemoyne there wide open for the touchdown. Luke Lemoyne wide open for the touchdown catch. And the Tigers go up.
All right, I'm just so infatuated with my Tigers. We're going to just show every score. for the rest of the show.
All right, well, they just scored again just now.
All right.
Just now.
Okay, well, good. Well, we'll get that one queued up.
They are running it up on Appleton West, as they should, right? They're taking care of business here in the second half.
Happy to hear it as they get geared up for what I believe for them is homecoming week next week as they welcome in Wisconsin Rapids. But as Dan just said, there's a score in Marshfield. Back we go.
Tonight in 9 attempts, it's amazing. You know, Marshfield has always been known as a team that likes to put the ball in the air, but they've relied a lot on the run tonight and then the play-action pass for the big pass play.
3rd and 20 for the Tigers at their own 33. Fimmel fakes the handoff, back to pass, throws deep across the middle, and on wide open, Luke Lemoyne out there behind the defense at the 30. Breaks a tackle, carries inside the 25 for the first down.
Well, that one he certainly didn't overthrow. He kind of hung it up there for a while in the air, but Lemoyne was able to come back, and Appleton didn't make a play on the ball. It was up in the air for a long time.
Gain of 43. Fimmel to Lemoyne on that pass play. A first down for Marshfield at the Appleton West 24-yard line. Final minute, third quarter. Tigers lead 29-14. Tigers convert on 3rd and long with that big pass play to Luke Lemoyne. Now Fimmel under center eye backfield on this play. Fake handoff. Fimmel rolls near side, stops and throws on the run in the end zone for Lemoyne on the back end, but the ball overthrown out of the back line of the end zone, incomplete. Incomplete pass.
Pretty good coverage there overall for Appleton. Some kung fu fighting there between receiver and defensive back.
Ball goes back to the 24-yard line. 2nd and 10 Tigers as we close out the third quarter. Just 28 seconds remaining in the period. Lemoyne comes to the near side. Tight formation here with Colby and Anderson both in as blocking backs.
Lemoyne's going to be wide open.
And here is Marsh, a big hole straight ahead to the 15-yard line, to the 10, the 5, and in the end zone for the touchdown.
And no holding.
Jeff Marsh with his first rushing touchdown of the year to cap a 7-play.
We have 2 scores.
2 scores to catch up on. That was Jeff Marsh, Marshfield Tigers. I knew Jeff. He was, 3 or 4 years old. I mean, he was literally knee-high to me. So Dan has got a serious infatuation with Waiawega tonight in Amherst because apparently nobody wants to play any defense out there. And so that's going to cause us to go take a look. Where do we last leave it, Dan? 35-34?
It was 35-34 Amherst, and Wega got the ball back.
Well, they score so quickly. Okay, yeah. Sorry to laugh. It's just I think both teams are going to get to 50, and you might believe me after you see a few plays. Here we go. Back to Waiawega. Mike Wendlandt on the call.
Arndt slot left with Fee. Kaufman the back, Arndt in motion. Hoffman driving forward, nothing there. He got a yard, maybe. Falcons have done a really good job bottling up Hoffman. Not so much Arndt and Zilke. Hoffman now 5 carries for 9 yards, along with 3. Arndt 3 carries, 26 yards, but 5 catches, 166 and 3 touchdowns. Zilke 88 yards rushing and 170 passing. He's going to take a design run right. Going to get a big block from Hoffman. Cuts to the sideline, and he's going to be in the clear. Zilke is gone. 84 yards, Cameron Zilke, touchdown, Waiawega. He got a big block on the perimeter from Hoffman, then it got the receiver. Design keeper, he'll keep it. Glodowski dives past the 40 to the 41 on a gain of 4. Five-point lead for the Warhawks. In a game that has been utter insanity, we're still only 2/3 of the way through quarter number 3. Twin receivers left. Derzinski, Glodowski. It's like Wangler to Marquard. Payne out there for the first time tonight on to the right. Derzinski motions. Option. Gladowski spins away past the first one. Breaks back left against the grain. 50. Knocked out of bounds. Shy of the 45 by Meisenhelder at the 46-yard line. And it's a gain of 14. Cutting back against the flow of the play. First down, Falcons at the 46. Three receivers right. Jastrzomski single receiver to the left, bottom of your screen. Pass is going to be one hopped. They're going to say incomplete. I don't know if that was an intentional play or not, but it's going to go down as an incomplete pass. Second down. Got to save your bounce passes for the winner. Just 2nd and 10. It seems like they moved the ball forward about half a yard from where the original line of scrimmage was. With no yard markers here. Gladowski. Toss. Derzinski gets the seal from Holland. Cuts back, breaking tackles. Cutting back to the left. One man to beat. Cuts back inside. Derzinski is gone. 46 yards. Touchdown Falcons. They're back on top.
Oh, as I was saying to Dan watching that game, it's like playing Madden on rookie, full 15-minute quarters. We're still in the third quarter, and both teams are in the 40s.
Yeah, and Amherst is kicking extra points and gaining points on Waiwego because they have to go for 2 because you assume that no one's going to stop anybody. So you have to try to go for 2 to get 8 instead of 7.
And even if you miss it, you'll get the ball back again and be able to score again anyway at this point.
Yeah, that's what I said. Why not kick onside? Like if you don't think your defense is good enough. Let's do a quick score
All
update
right, go ahead.
because it's been a while.
Go ahead.
Rapids still up 14 on Everest. That is under 5.5 to play. Everest has the ball, but they're down by 2 touchdowns. Your Marshfield Tigers up by 4 touchdowns over Appleton West. Now it's 43-14. That is into the fourth quarter.
Roll Tigers.
Our first final of the night, Thorpe defeats Greenwood 65-0.
Yeah, Greenwood is, I'm not sure, Dan, they've scored a touchdown in a few weeks.
Yeah.
It's a tough Indians season.
Yeah, and they're in a tough conference. It just doesn't get easier for them.
Yep.
Nakusa up 30-0 over Spencer Columbus.
Another tough season there for the Rockets.
And that is in the fourth quarter, although they are driving for one of the first times tonight.
Okay.
Wausau West still leads by 10. It's been a while since we've been to that game. I believe Spash hit a field goal early in the second half, but it's 20-10. That is also in the fourth quarter, about 10 minutes left.
Okay.
Stratford up 14-6. Not a lot happening in that one. Looks like Stratford might have the ball back deep inside their own territory.
Yeah,
so
that's
trying
what I
to run
see.
the clock. 9 minutes left. Xavier over Wapaka. The Comets down 35. It's 42-7. And the Edgar Wildcats pulling away from the Abbotsford Falcons 40-7.
Okay. Let's. Dan said we haven't checked in with Matt Dickinson over in at Gerke in a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. This is Wausau West at Spash with Matt Dickinson on the call.
Tully with the stop. That's going to be good.
That a 12-yard gain to Pumper, who already has 8 catches for 86 yards. Got trips left, 1st and 10, ball at the 24.
Three receivers bunched on the left-hand side for Spash. One receiver to the right. Pistol formation. Sharda, handoff.
Smola. And he's got a nice carry, a gain of 4 or 5. Gain of 4. 22 for 81 for Smola. Not the most impressive yards per carry. His average is under 4, but he's been doing so good in the second half. Those numbers, they lie to you sometimes.
All right, yeah, some slow-moving action over there in Stevens Point. And just as I was saying that, oh, okay. You know, Spash technically, I guess, is in the red zone, but we're going to give a score update here. Dan tells me that that Xavier has probably put this one out of reach if it wasn't already. So we'll get it queued up, and there it is. Back to Jack Weber in Appleton.
It will contain the run, and that has been a problem for the Comets all season. They hand it off. That is Potter, and he's going to be stopped short. A short gain on that play. We'll see if he even got a yard on that play. Eisentraut on the tackle. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9 of the 14-yard line of Wapaka. We do apologize we weren't able to get some scores for you tonight. A lot of games were at halftime. Maybe we could try to get an update for you on the post-game show. That is Hippus keeping, and the pile still pushing him. And Hippus still going, and he'll be brought down. And that'll be enough. It should be enough for a Xavier first down. 1st and goal for the Hawks at the 3-yard line of Wapaka. Once again, we want to thank Xavier for hosting us, as well as thank you, as we always do, thank the officials. We could not do these games without you. And pushing forward, and that's a touchdown. By Garrett Hippus, the star of that drive.
All right, so Xavier will now effectively put away the Comets. So Comets did win last week. You know, they were expected maybe to see some rough sledding this year, Dan, and that has definitely transpired. Playing a tough conference, I think.
It is a very good conference.
Yeah. All those Appleton area teams in that conference and so on and so forth. Dan tells me we have an update in Everest, so off we go to Schofield. Chris Conley on the call.
1, 2, 3 receivers down to the bottom of your Zaleski Sports screen. Pressure coming. Steps away from trouble. Now flings it over the head of Huffman, out of play. And a big hit again on Bobinski, who is slow getting up. 4th down. Evergreens have to go for this. Evergreens tried a fake punt on their last 4th down and came up half a yard short. You'll just keep the regular offense here. See, I'm thinking this is 4th. I guess this is 3rd. All right. They're walking off 15 yards. They're saying late hit on the quarterback. Move the ball out to the 42-yard line.
And I know a lot of Everest fans didn't like that, not what they thought was a non-pass interference call. And Chris, you said you were good with that. Really did. That was a great call by the official, non-call.
Out to the sideline, but not a lot of room for Preston Miller, and Miller's still in bounds. So the clock ticks away. A gain of 6 on the first down completion to the 48. Another play called. Evergreens are in go mode. Twins again to either side. Caden Bankston's the extra back near Bobinski. Rolling downfield behind the receiver and incomplete. They sent Huffman all the way down the field, but double covered, so what was open was something underneath. Yeah, Rapids has this defense just the way you would draw it up in the locker room. Nothing behind you, no big play. You'll give up something underneath. Third down. Need to get across the 50 to the Rapids 48. Again, 2 up high and 2 to the near side. Late pressure, downfield, caught. Preston Miller, touchdown. And the Evergreens will make it interesting. That's a 57-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, the Greens, Dan, have made it interesting, but the defense now, it's, you dug yourself a two-score hole, and we're looking back to the live action here, and the defense needs a stop. Rapids not making it easy at all.
Nope, it's second down, 3.5 left, and they're bleeding every second that they possibly can. Surprisingly, not another score in Wega yet.
It's very shocking. We went like a whole 8 minutes without a score over there.
They have switched sides. They're in the fourth quarter now. They are going to be our last game. Most other games are definitely starting to wind down.
Soon we're going to convert this show a little bit towards. We'd mentioned it in the pre-show at the 6:30 hour. But where we want to go here soon, because some other games are going to be final. Marshfield, Xavier, some of these other ones, Nakusa probably. Some of these are going to go final. We're going to start talking about teams that have clinched playoff spots.
I like
it. So stay tuned for that. Don't go anywhere, even though some of the games might be kind of winding down and getting out of control somewhat. We're going to update everybody on playoff eligibility during this show, or at least the ones that we can. Second down, Everest has used a timeout with 3 minutes left, so trying to get their offense the ball back on homecoming night over in Schofield.
Yeah, I don't know if the scoreboard is right. It might be third down now. It's hard to say.
It
right?
is third
because
down. It is third down. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Everest needs a play.
That's a big third down play coming up for the Evergreens.
Okay, Dan, you've convinced me. Back to Schofield we go.
Decided on the field by the players, not by calls or flags. Here comes 3rd and 3.
I'm going to say this is probably the play of the game right here.
I think you're right. And it is a first down for the Red Raiders.
Well, that probably did it there, Dan. I know Everest was expending timeouts. There's no 2-minute warning in high school football in the fourth quarter.
That's right.
It looks like Everest should, barring a turnover or something else, going to fall on homecoming night over in Schofield.
Yeah, it's too bad. And that if Rapids holds on, that's a really big win for Rapids. And they are, I don't want to say they're playing for the conference title next week, but they are playing to stay alive in the conference title race, right?
Yeah.
Because they have one loss.
Yep.
Marshfield clinching a playoff spot tonight. I don't want to spoil it.
No, that's fine, and I'm happy to hear it.
Yeah, Marshfield is undefeated. They host Rapids next week. Is that right?
Yep. It's I'm 92% sure. Again, I don't go to high school. I don't have any kids in high school. 92% sure it's homecoming over in Marshfield next week. Let's see here.
Yeah, Stratford has been pounding the ball.
Yeah,
and Wittenberg has not been able to stop them.
I'm gonna manage this here a little bit. There we go. Okay, big third down the road here in Wittenberg. Back to Dan Leonard on the call.
Ball at the 26. 36, excuse me. Here's the snap, a handoff to Kilty, headed around the left side. He's into the secondary. He's at the 50, he's at the 45, he's down the 40, he's got a first down. On 3rd and 8, well, there's a penalty on the flag. Another marker on the field. No penalty. The referee picks his flag up.
All right, Dan. So we see 3rd and 18. You would think, right, Chargers? It's 3rd and 18. We're going to hold them. We're going to get them to punt. We're going to get the ball back. Oh no, we gave a first down. Oh wait, it's a penalty. Stratford says, oh no. Stratford says, oh no penalty. First down.
Yeah, 3rd and 18. just a run off tackle and just not able to push him out of bounds until he got to that first down line. And it's heartbreaking for the Chargers and their fans.
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet here at except for the bowling, and the bowlers are having the time of their lives. Because they're winning their own game. But everybody else here, all wrapped around the TVs here, been a very subdued crowd here, watching their Chargers really struggle against the Tigers.
Let's go to Stevens Point. We have Spashes in the red zone trying to pull to a one-score game.
All right, here we go. Matt Dickinson on the call.
4:35. 1st and 10 at the 15. Go to Reineck. Why not? He's only getting better as the game goes on. Gain of 4.
4 yards more, so that means 4 more yards to go. Unofficially, it gets 200 yards, and now Stevens Point wants
Talking about taken by Spash with 4:13 to play. We'll be right back after this. You were watching Zaleski Sports.
Okay, so timeout on the field. We'll keep an eye on that. West on the move. A touchdown there polishes that one off.
Let's go to Wyowega.
Yeah.
We can go live.
Well, if I go quickly.
Yeah, we have to go live fast.
Okay, hang on. Yep. I might have. Okay, well, we're just going to back it up 30 seconds. Sorry, Dan.
That's okay.
Here we go. Mike Wendland is on the call.
And he'll get 3 out of it. So 58 yards now on 9 carries for Neziah Holland and his touchdown. The Falcons, more importantly right now, with the way they're driving, they can take in plenty of clock right now. Same formation, 3 receivers right. This time he'll keep it himself. Breaks the first couple of tackles, spinning his way inside the 10. He'll get down to about the 8-yard line. Looks like he got about 4 yards on it, was Matthew Glodowski. Mark him at the 8. He got 4. Now up to 131 yards. 3rd and 3. Couple of big downs here. Warhawks looking for a stop. Falcons looking to punch it in. Formation hasn't changed. Holland on the dive, and he's going to walk in. Touchdown, Neziah Holland, untouched from 8 yards. His second of the night.
Okay, so we've almost got a team to 50.
Yeah, and this extra point coming up is going to be pretty important because it's an 8-point game, so you need to kick the extra point to go up by 9.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. In Everest, it looks like Rapids going to be able to kneel it down. They are in victory formation, and it will be a Wisconsin Rapids win. With that, Dan, they become playoff eligible. Am I right?
Absolutely.
I think so. We start checking off these boxes here. These games that have gone final, we're now 2/3 the way through the season. School just started a couple weeks ago. We're 2/3 through the season.
That is true. Amherst extra point was good, so they're up 9 points.
That is big. It's two-score game, and I don't know that have we even had a 2-score difference in this game?
I don't know. It's been a roller coaster.
40. What's our score?
49-40.
49-40. Okay. Yeah, but 9 points, big deal.
Yeah.
Right? Wiga doesn't care about 9 points.
There's still 8 minutes left.
Yeah. They may score 18 points yet. They may score 3 touchdowns yet. Looks like Wausau West must have scored.
Yep.
Okay, so 27-10. That one likely out of reach for the Panthers.
Yep,
with
that's 4 minutes left.
4 minutes left, but likely out of reach.
Nakusa up running clock now on Spencer Columbus, 36-0.
It's truly surprising to me. Now, I thought it'd be high scoring. I thought it'd be high scoring for both. Just too many injuries to overcome for the Rockets this year, and some injuries where you don't want to have them at the quarterback spot and in a skill spot. Those were tough. Rockets knew they were going to have an uphill climb this year anyway, but you lose those two. Nakusa happy, though. That may be Kusa's first win. I bet it is. Yeah.
Stratford is playoff eligible. They ran out the clock. They went the entire field and ran it out. Ran the last 7 minutes, I think, off the clock, and they are 14-6 victors over Wittenberg tonight.
And the bar emptied out. That's it.
It did.
Yeah.
Well, the bowlers are still here.
The bowlers are here on the bowling alley, but everybody else has decided that they've seen enough, and Marshfield looks like they are running away with it officially now.
They're up by 39, yeah, so that's running clock. So let's talk a little bit about what is coming up, right?
Okay.
So we talked a little bit about a really big game next week in Marshfield. Marshfield against Rapids.
Yeah.
Rapids has one loss to West. Marshfield has beat West.
Yep.
So Marshfield with no losses, Rapids with one loss, West with one loss. So hypothetically, if Rapids were to win that, then everyone could be tied with one loss.
Yep, they would be. Yeah, with no tiebreakers because math becomes not a thing outside the classroom in high school.
It's true. Amherst up by 9 points. If they win, they are undefeated in the conference, and they will clinch a playoff spot. Stratford is undefeated. They've clinched a playoff spot.
Yep.
And Wittenberg losing their second time now because they had the heartbreak game against Amherst.
Yeah, kickoff or field goal to with the gun.
A
field goal at the
walk-off
field goal. There you go.
Yeah,
I was going to get the words out eventually.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. So I think that's the last game of the year, Amherst-Stratford, usually.
I believe so. I'm going to look at that in just a minute. Let's quickly go back to the Valley Football Association. I've got the standings here. So Marshfield is 4-0 now in conference.
Yep.
Playoff eligible, as Dan just said. Wausau West moves to 3-1. DC Everest drops to 2-2. So Rapids goes above them with the win. So Marshfield 4-0, West and Rapids both 3-1. Everest is 2-2. I don't have a Hortonville score. They may have a bye week this week.
Yeah, they've
already played an extra game.
Yeah, they have the East forfeit this week.
Okay. Well, so then they'll move to 3-2. So technically, Everest is going to move all the way down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th place.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not what you think of when you think of DC Everest football. 6th place. You just don't think of that. Appleton West falls to 1-3. Spash 1-3, and then East, of course, doesn't participate. But they are in the standings because they didn't tell anybody until a couple days before practice started they didn't want to play football. What in the world? Come on, East, get it together.
Yeah, and they're losing in JV or 8-man or whatever they're.
Yeah.
I think they only have a JV schedule this year or something, and still not looking great over there.
Not in the mood to talk about it.
No.
Okay, we'll go to Central Wisconsin Conference. Dan was just talking about that just a minute ago. By the way, these standings available at ZaleskiSports.com. You just click on standings, and you can get all the updated standings there. So CWC large, and there's still one game outstanding, and it's a high-scoring, crazy game right now. So Stratford moves to – did they already update that? They did. Wow, that is so fast. Well, if you're the Tigers, you're punch it in quick, send the
it's
score.
It's a happy coach, yeah.
So Stratford is 4-0. In the CWC large. Amherst and Wega still fighting it out. They're 3-0 and 2-1 respectively. Wittenberg falls to 2-3. And Nakusa, with its first win in conference, moves to 1-3. Spencer Columbus has not found the win column yet this year, and that is Nakusa's first win of the year. So
congratulations.
Congrats to the makers of Nakusa, not to be confused with the Kimberly makers. But they're both paper makers.
Looks like Amherst is about to score, or they're in the red zone.
Okay. Well, with that being said, this is the Red Zone channel, so we will move back to that game as soon as I get it all pulled up here on the screen. Make sure, as I was snooping around on my internet, I didn't damage things too bad. Looks pretty good to me. Back to Mike Wendlandt in Waiawega.
Counter up, play clock running down. Clock runs, approaching 4 minutes. Holland driving the legs forward inside the 5. To the 3. Gain of 5. First and goal, under 4 minutes remaining. Again, why we go down to 3 with only one timeout left. Amherst can pretty much put this one away with a score here. But no matter how this ends up, this Warhawk team is going to be a team to be feared these next 2 seasons. Central Wisconsin's better when Waiawega is a top team. And it looks like they're on their way up to that. Timeout Amherst will step aside. 3:29 remaining. 49-40 Amherst.
All right, so the Falcons on the verge of maybe putting that one away, but that's only a maybe if they score in the next minute or so. Let's see, Dan. You told me there was a score update at Gerke.
At Gerke, yes.
All right, let's see if I can dial that up again. Teams battling here now. A win by Stevens Point would make things really interesting. We were just going through those conference standings, but Spash and West. Here we go.
Goes to the end zone. Cotopaxi, touchdown.
Shot it on Cotopaxi. Touchdown, Panther.
They're going down with the fight, 27-16. And you send your automatic kicker out there, trying to make it a 10-point game.
All right, didn't catch who scored there. I clipped it a little bit, but so a bit of a game. Time is a factor there. Only 3 minutes left, two-score game. So West still in control, but time a certain factor. We see Chris Conley interviewing Tim Strela and Matt Reiner right in there. The Rhino getting in the action there. He's a celebrity around Schofield. Matt Reiner is. Yeah, he had his own segment on Channel 7 a year or two ago.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yep. Did a whole story on Reiner.
So we are wrapping up these 10 games. We have a couple games left. What's your big takeaway from tonight?
Well, I'm not saying that I'm surprised one way or the other about Rapids winning or losing. Again, they win. We see the game is over. But the way that they won, or I guess what I'll look at it is the way that Everest kind of gave it away in some extent with the turnovers, and then defensively, I'm still surprised. I go to practice each week with the Greens. I didn't go last week or this week, but I've been to many practices. I know that those kids pride themselves in tough defense. I know those defensive coaches are coaching them up, but what we saw there today, it was certainly a letdown defensively if you're an Evergreens fan tonight.
What do you make of Stratford winning at Wittenberg?
Just a slog there. Just two teams just fighting it out, and it's it reminds me in 2014 I was in Chicago, and Mayweather-Pacquiao fight was coming on, and so. There's a lot of buzz and excitement about Mayweather and Pac-Man, and so we go down. We're staying downtown somewhere, and there's a bar around the corner that's showing the fight, and you got to pay $50 at the door. All right, seemed kind of a pricey cover charge, but it's a big fight, so let's go down and watch. We go in, $50 is standing room only, and then it's $250 for the table, and on from there. So we spent a lot of money to watch this fight, and it was two boxers that were hugging for 15 rounds, or 12 rounds, whatever it was.
It was a dud.
It was horrible. And it almost looked like it was staged. Now, my comparison here is Wittenberg and Stratford. They were just kind of grappling around, just moshing around a little bit. Nobody really made a statement in that game. Stratford wins it, but just two teams, hands closed and just shouldering each other around a little bit. And one team eventually, like you said, they go on like an 8-minute drive that doesn't even end in a point being scored. And that was kind of, for me, the story of the game. They can drive 8 minutes and didn't want to score any points and come away with the win.
Yeah, that's Stratford football this year. They scored 50 last week against Nakusa. But besides for that, Stratford wants to control the clock. They want to prolong drives. They're happy getting 2-3 yards every play and just continuously move the sticks, and they grind you down during the game. A lot like what Colby did to Edgar last week.
Yeah.
Right? You run the ball 50 times and you're going to win games. So like we said, they are 4-0 in conference. They're 4-1-1. Right?
Yeah, they had the tie week 1, which they were happy with. Mosney was not.
Yeah, and they lost to Edgar 14-0. But they have Wega next week. Spencer, Columbus Catholic, that's going to be a win probably. And then the big one against Amherst in Marshfield, we might be there for that.
Certainly, if there's a conference title on the line, I look now, we were in commercial. There is a score update over in Wega. We'll get to that in a minute. First, let's talk about some more playoff-eligible teams. How about the Auburndale Eagles? clinching a spot in the playoffs tonight. We presume, right? It was a 30-point game at half. So Auburndale now moves to 4-0. Colby clinches a spot in the playoffs. They beat Pittsville tonight in a low-scoring game. Pittsville's got a good defense. You can ask the Assumption Royals about that.
What was the score?
Well, when I looked right near halftime, it was 12-0. You might be able to find a score update there.
Bet you I can.
Yeah, but both Auburndale and Colby now are playoff eligible out of the Merriwood. Marathon falls to 2-2 in conference, as does Abbotsford. Edgar moves to 3-1. Pittsville 1-3. So an Edgar win next week over Pittsville at home, which you would, Edgar is likely thought of to be able to win that game. So Edgar will be playoff eligible next week with a win over Pittsville. But already Auburndale and Colby are out of that conference. Yeah. Now let's see. I'll take a look here. I know more than I should. 21-6 final score.
Wow.
Colby Pittsville. Yeah, and Pittsville's defense is really good. And so let's pause there because I think Edgar is what most people would consider to be the favorite next week at home against Pittsville. But they suffered a 26-point loss against Colby last week. Now Colby gets by Pittsville. Could the Pittsville defense have enough in it? I don't know. It just seems like Edgar probably is going to score a little bit more than Pittsville would be able to score. My football eyes tell me Pittsville will struggle to score a touchdown.
Yeah, you would think so. That's a tough. It's tough though, right? Because you feel like Edgar isn't playing as well as we thought maybe they would be at this point in the season. There were a lot of and you talking to Coach Sins.
Yeah.
Over the week.
Yep.
When you get blown out at homecoming, right?
And homecoming, yeah.
Right. A lot of distractions in that. And then you come out a little bit flat tonight against Abbotsford.
First quarter for sure was flat.
Yeah, and second half you take off and you get going, but that's 5 or 6 quarters of football where Edgar has to look at themselves in the mirror and say, what team are we? Are we the team from the first 4 weeks, or are we the team of these last 2 weeks? And a game against Pittsville, it could get ugly. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it could, but Pittsville able to keep it close against Colby. So, you just never know. And, again, we talked about this earlier because Team A beat Team B or had this score and that score. It doesn't mean anything next week. It's a brand-new week next week everywhere around. Okay, I promised the update. This could be, Dan, depending. It could be the final time we go to Waiawega. And they set a new record today, by the way, for us anyway, the most times we've shown a game on the Red Zone channel. So back to Waiawega we go.
Putting behind us. 3 receivers right. Jastrzemski to the left. Holland going to the goal line. Touchdown from 3. Neziah Holland's 3rd of the night. And with 3:25 to go, Amherst has 3 unanswered scores. That puts Waiawega over 500 yards of offense. Zilke to throw, rolling left. Going to try and turn the corner. And out of bounds. Gain of 6 for Zilke. Sam Wanglin on the tackle. It's very clear this has now turned into a full-on budding rivalry between these two teams. Looking deep, looking for Arndt. And it picked off by Jake Derazinski. Inside the 5, Derazinski with
and it seems like half of the time we went to Waiawega, it was Jake Derazinski having his name called, and he looks like he just ended the game. And the Falcons will go on to win a 97-point affair in Waiawega tonight.
Yeah, if you had 97.5, you're really upset about that.
You might jump out the window if you had the over on 97.5.
So, yeah, we don't talk about gambling very much because it's not legal in our state. But looking at Twitter last night, somebody put $1,000 on a a three-way parlay last night.
Okay.
And lost it on the lateral defensive touchdown at the end because it had Steelers plus 6.5 or plus 7.5. Yeah, and it would have paid out $21,000 or something ridiculous.
So, with that being said, Dan, all of our games have come final. It's a sad time here tonight.
It kind of is a sad time. I'm expecting Amherst and Waiwega to score at least one more time, but it looks like Amherst is taking a knee.
Yeah, they are in victory formation there. That brings all of that to an end. But let's see here. We did have one other score I neglected at halftime. It was Melrose Mindoro big over Neilsville. Mosinee wins big tonight over Rhinelander. How about your Lakeland Union T-Birds?
I believe it was 20-0 last time I looked. So Lakeland's going to go to 2-2 in the conference, 2-4 overall.
Okay, I bring this up because there is almost a near certain possibility or probability that Dan and I will be in Mosinee in a couple weeks. It's October 7th, so it's 2 weeks from now. And as I say that, Mosinee moves to 5-0. They were already. Or is this? Have they already updated theirs?
I bet you it's updated.
Holy cats! Okay, so Medford and Mosinee both 4-0 in the Great Northern Conference, and they are both playoff eligible. I don't know, Dan. I suppose there's enough wins to go around for everybody else. So let's talk about it. Merrill 2-2, Anago, Lakeland, Ashland, Rhinelander, Hayward all with just one win. You need 4 to gain yourself a bid for the playoffs. You need 4 conference wins. 4 of those teams won't get to 4. Merrill, maybe.
Lakeland will get there. Lakeland beat Merrill and Anago both. So they have Ashland, Rhinelander, Hayward, and those are 3 of the bottom teams. The Great Northern Conference, so here on Zaleski Sports, we don't like talking bad about schools and teams, and it's
we just don't.
No, we don't like to put anybody down.
No.
But there are definitely some teams in some conferences that are stronger than others, right?
Yeah.
And the Great Northern Conference has 2 really good teams, and as it turns out, 6 teams that are all evenly matched, but they're quite a ways behind. Yeah, look at you trying to show this. I like
Falcon
it.
trying to run this one out. First down would all but end it.
Yeah, so Medford, Mosinee.
Right here.
Definitely the class of the conference.
Yep.
But the other 6 teams are several steps behind. I want to say that Medford beat Hayward by 50-something tonight. So
all in the back.
Yeah, Medford,
3
Mosinee not
left.
getting a game most nights in conference here.
62-12, 50 exactly.
And it does
it's
not
almost like
get
Dan
there.
knows
It
what he's
goes
talking
or
about.
it's
and
gonna be close.
Mosinee, like you
Closer
said,
than
they
I thought
beat
it
up
would
on
be.
Rhinelander tonight,
Gladowski
and
died.
it's just week after week. It's the same thing.
So they'll both be 6-0 next week.
5-0.
Or 5-0. Sorry, yeah, I'm adding, and they've already added the wins. And it's a de facto conference championship game. It may, well, yeah, it is, because technically somebody could lose 2 after that, and
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
or 1. They'd have to lose. Well, anyway, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Zaleski Sports, we've got exclusive rights to that game. We are assigning staff next week. It's likely to be me and Dan, but we'll see. I don't know. We might have to work somewhere else that night.
You know, being in Mosinee, they treat us well there.
I know. They really do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of good stuff. Back rubs and the whole works when you show up there. Pats on the back.
Pats on the back.
Maybe that's what it is.
We'll have to wear our winter jackets probably.
That's
it is getting chilly.
Yeah, it's a positive. Tonight we would have had to.
It was cold tonight.
But I remember this was also I got a lot of memories in 2018 for some reason. 2018, it was level 1. It was Stratford at Bonduelle, and I had short sleeve collared shirt and shorts on that night. So anything can happen.
I think it's the first time I've ever seen you wear pants, and I've done a lot of basketball games with you.
Yeah, well, I wear pants at basketball, don't I? Maybe I don't.
Sometimes.
Sometimes only?
Maybe.
Okay, all right. No, it's basketball, man. We wear shorts when we go to basketball.
I can't believe this game's still going.
We got 52 seconds left over in Waiawega. Amherst is going to win the game. They're up by 17. Somehow they have scored, 19 unanswered? 18 unanswered? Something like that. Good for them, I guess. It's been a wild game. 20 unanswered. They've scored 20 unanswered.
Wega's going to get the ball back. They're punting.
Yeah, it was 17 seconds or 17-point lead. Go ahead and punt it. Maybe the first punt of the game for anybody. I mean, they've scored 97 combined. Maybe the first time anybody has punted. Okay, so, it's a fake. It's a 4th and 1. It's a fake punt.
They get it.
And he may go. He's
Easily.
going to slide down. There you go. That's a professional play right there. That is a sign, Dan, of a well-coached team where it's 4th and 1, the fake punt, and you get it. You run for 20, and you slide to keep the clock running.
Yeah, I mean, you're up by 17 with 40 seconds left. Take the fake punt.
So
end the game.
Let's see here. CWC small. I guess we looked at the large. Let's take a look at the small. Again, football continues tomorrow here on Zaleski Sports. It is Assumption at Pacelli. Pacelli's homecoming. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. That's old WISA football, old Catholic Conference football that was always on a Saturday because they couldn't buy any space at the public school football fields back then, and maybe didn't want to. It was a special thing on Saturdays for high school football for the Catholic schools.
Newman also tomorrow afternoon homecoming.
Yep. Yeah, and that's normal. There's no lights over there, so there are a lot of Saturday games over there.
So let's take a look at these standings, right? Because
let me put them on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because these standings are a little bit different, maybe because there might be a crossover game or something that happened that isn't counted here, but maybe it does count. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah. So you play because of the conferences, the CWC small and the Merriwood losing teams. They play each other, or they play a school from the other twice, and those count as conference games. So
Okay.
you technically only have, one non-conference game on your schedule.
Well, they
right?
play 5 here.
Or 2, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But they play 2 from the other conference, but it counts as conference games.
Okay.
So whatever that means.
Yeah, so you see Assumption 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
They have a very winnable game tomorrow against Pacelli. We have seen Pacelli several times.
Well, Pacelli, you see it right here. They've scored 57. They've been scored upon on 82, so they're at a deficit.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about the Great Northern Conference. This is another example of having a very top-heavy conference and then some teams below that have to make the playoffs, right? Because if you are 500, if you're better than 500, you qualify.
You do. And everybody's going to get a win. You see Wild Rose. They did not put a football team out there, so everybody gets a free win off of Wild Rose. That's one. And then Pacelli, Iola, Loyal, Rosholt all have to play each other. Pacelli got their win over Rosholt. So, yeah, you're going to have, like Dan said, probably 2 more that make the playoffs here. Somebody.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2 of them.
Yeah, they're going to play Edgar in the first round.
Very likely.
Yeah.
Very likely. So, yeah, Rosholt, Edgar, and they've already seen the Wildcats this year, but whoever it is. But Assumption becomes playoff eligible tomorrow with a win. So another reason to watch that game live. 1 p.m. kickoff on Zaleski Sports.
So I will say, and this is from following Travis Wilson on his Twitter feed.
Okay.
He was at a WAA meeting.
Good follow, by the way. Very informative. He attends all those meetings, so he's a good resource.
Yep. And in the meeting, they talked about expanding the playoffs for all in, much like volleyball, basketball, all the other sports. And there was also talk about having the playoffs as they are now, and then having playoffs for everybody else. So you'd have
like a NIT.
Yeah,
Yep.
sort of.
Yep.
There was also talk about having 2 games for everybody else who doesn't make it, like potting it in 4 teams, so that you play the winner.
We did that in
losers play the
2020.
losers. Yeah. So it's, at the end of the day, we want the kids to play as much as they can, right? Because these kids only have 4 years to play, and a lot of them have 2 years. You're in JV, and then you play varsity.
Yeah.
And when you're a senior, every game matters, right? Because it's the last time. It's the last time with your brothers. And
yeah.
so I am all for having the kids play as much football as they can. So hopefully something comes out of it.
Okay, and then the last thing we'll tell you, and I'll give Dan last word. So the last thing I'll tell you is that we take a look at Loyal there. They're 1-3. They've scored 9 points, Dan. They've scored 9 points. They've had 104 scored against them.
Rosholt also, apparently.
Yeah, Rosholt has had similar troubles. They have Loyal and Rosholt have 1 win because of the Wild Rose forfeits. They have not won a game on the field this year. The Greenwood School Board. So Greenwood and Loyal are separated by 8 miles. There is a rivalry out there which has prohibited some co-ops for, the last 80 years, even though they probably should have. And actually, I'll take it a step further, not to muddy the waters, but if I had my way about it, there would be a Clark County High School and all the kids, aside from Spencer, Colby, and Abbotsford, would all go to the Clark County High School. That's not going to happen in the next 20, maybe not in my lifetime, for sure not the next 20 years. So the next best thing is when you're struggling and attendances are declining, you see if you can find a co-op partner. And we find those all over the place. You look at Iola Scandinavia, right on the standings right there. Wittenberg, Burnhamwood, Melrose, Mindoro, Owen Withy. It goes on and on and on and on. It works. It's the way to do it. So Greenwood having some similar struggles with putting enough football players on the team, just having enough that want to play, and because of declining enrollment. Loyal, the same thing, declining enrollment, and then as times get tough, kids start dropping out of that sport. So Greenwood has already approved a co-op. The Greenwood School has said yes, we will. If Loyal would like to, we would be happy to co-op a football team with them. They already co-op a softball team, these two schools.
Okay.
Because of that very reason. So Greenwood said, yep, that would be great. Greenwood right now plays 8-man football. So I'll take the standings off the screen there. So Greenwood plays 8-man football. They are without a win, and they may...
We saw them against Thorpe tonight. It was not good.
...be without a point this year, if I had to think about it real hard. Dan might find some other information, but very similar to Loyal. So Greenwood has already said, and this was last week or the week prior, said if Loyal would like to, we would love to co-op a football team with them. The Loyal School District, their board, is having a meeting on Wednesday where they are also considering and will vote on that same thing. Please vote yes, Loyal School Board. Please vote yes. As Dan just said, the high school experience is so short. You've got an opportunity to play football. You'd like to have fun playing football. Nobody's having fun scoring 9 points in a season. Nobody's having fun with that. You can have fun if you're able to, with the situation you've been dealt. It's not your fault. But the situation you've been dealt, if you can find a partner, Greenwood's already said they'll be your partner, be their partner. And that way, in 2 years when this co-op would take effect, you can put together a football team that will have fun on the football field.
Yeah, they've lost 62-8, 74-0, 65-0, 65-0 this year.
So the two teams in different formats have scored a combined 17 points. It's not good enough, folks, and it's not the kids' fault.
Well, they have a 48-8 win. They do have a win.
Oh, that was a win. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Who was that against?
New Auburn.
Okay. Well, at any rate,
I don't know anything about them.
They've scored 57 combined points. They've combined for one win on the football field. Let these kids have fun. So Loyal School Board, when you vote on Wednesday, vote yes, and let the kids have fun, please. Okay.
Yeah,
last word, Dan.
Yeah, we don't talk eight-man football a whole lot, but there was a big game going on tonight. Gilman at Owen Withy.
Okay, yep.
Gilman number 2 or number 3 in the state.
Something like that, yep.
And Owen Withy, at last check, they were up 16 on Gilman.
It's pretty good. I found out on Tuesday that even though Owen Withy had met all the requirements in their transition from 11-player to 8-man, the WI didn't like it and will not let them perform in the playoffs this year. Again, let the kids have fun.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
Ridiculous.
What are we doing?
Yeah,
somebody
really
didn't sign a form or send one in. Who cares? Let them have fun on the football field. All right, I promise you last word. I got to be done talking.
All right, so 2 things. One, tune in to ZaleskySports.com. I have a feeling that we're going to start project seeding and playoff teams and trying to figure out what the computer is going to do. It's a little bit tougher than it is in basketball because the sectionals aren't finalized. And Colby is a good example of the enrollment line, right? Because Colby last year and this year, they were Division 5. They look like a Division 5 team. If everybody made the playoffs, they're Division 5. Last year, they slid to 6 because the bottom 32 make Division 7. The next 32 make Division 6, and they were just on that line. And very similar with Coleman last year. Coleman's a Division 6 school. They got pushed down to 7, and they went to state.
Yeah.
Right? And so we don't – it's impossible for us to know exactly where those cutoff lines are for a little bit yet, right?
Yeah.
That's for Travis Wilson in his basement.
Yeah.
Live streaming the numbers, him doing math on his computer.
Oh,
trying
I look
to figure
forward to
out.
that too, Travis.
Yeah. For sure. And the other thing that I will say is go out, find our sponsors, give them money, right? They're the ones that enable us to do this. They're the ones that enable us to broadcast 10 games every Friday night with hundreds of people watching every stream. right?
Yeah.
When I go to a new town, we're here at a sponsor tonight, right?
Yeah.
We're going to
Yeah.
bowl.
Damn right.
We are going to bowl. But when you have the opportunity to choose whether or not or who you want to give your money to, give it to one of the sponsors of Zaleski Sports. They're the reason why we do it.
Thank you, Dan, for that. That's good information. All right, Dan Ross, Jason Zaleski. We're gonna sign off. We're gonna go roll a couple balls down the bowling alley, and have a good time. Again, football tomorrow, 1 o'clock kickoff on Zaleski Sports. There's also volleyball tomorrow on Zaleski Sports.
There's volleyball every day.
I know, 9 o'clock. So wake up
Wow.
early, get your coffee and your whatever it is you do for breakfast, or sometimes I don't even eat breakfast. It's too early to eat. But 9 o'clock, Columbus. We're going to follow Columbus Catholic at the Medford Invitational. So I think that's 5 volleyball games and a football game. Your Saturday's all planned out. Don't watch college football because Ohio State's going to blast Wisconsin tomorrow. That's what I'll tell you there.